We are just about ready to get started here.
Alrighty, everybody's here.
Looks like we're getting to do our recap.
Fourth, I think you volunteered for this week's recap, please.
I did. Okay. So, last week we started by entering through a door, which took us down the stairs to face 3 giant dwarven statues. They were traps. We found a hidden door behind one of them, and we walked into a large hall with pillars, and we heard a giant voice tell us to turn back or face the consequences. We, of course, being adventurers, we didn't understand. We wanted to ask this voice some questions, so we walked on in, and some Duragar popped out from being invisible and attacked us. We killed the attackers, continued on behind the room to find a door behind the what appeared to be kind of a throne chair, where we found more Duragar and killed them, and a female Duragar who almost killed us all. And then we hold on one second. And so we went back, we rested, we went back to town. We turned in the hand axe that we had and the maps that we had drawn. Then we did that in between, right? Or we already did that? I don't remember.
We did that whenever we went back to the town.
Yeah. So then we came back, and we found the actual forge with the 3 remaining Duragar. Killed 2 of them, interrogated the final one, and learned that he was truly the last one. There's an ancient black dragon below, and
There sure is.
there are rooms that the Duragar didn't even dare find out anything about. And that's where we are.
Yep, definitely. Berwin is 100% sure that there is an ancient black dragon lurking below you. So you've gone through, cleared out all the Duragar that are in there, on this floor at least, and have had several warnings given to you about surrounding areas, but being the sensible party that you are, I'm sure you will ignore them completely. So, with that being said, what do you want to do?
We're not going to heed those warnings. I'm 100% sure.
Mappa, so mighty mapper.
Y'all gotta remind me to do that because I forget every time.
Scrolling. Yes. You don't want to jump down the pit because that's where the ancient black dragon is.
Ruh-roh.
So we're gonna jump down the pit, right?
I only see lighting. And it looks very strange.
Refresh.
Yeah, I'm fine.
I think it's just.
Yeah, I'm seeing your screen on stream. That's
Yeah.
That's
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Start roll 20. As much as I hate to say that, that might be the issue.
There we go. I just did a refresh on it, and it seemed to fix it.
Yeah, no, I had some problems at the beginning of stream last week. So.
Yeah, every once in a while it just works, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Everybody see stuff now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
think we should go check out the doors to the north.
I agree with this because I cannot let undead stand right now. We have to remove this from the dungeon.
Oh, yeah, he did say something about the undead.
Mm-hmm. I would not. I'm not okay with leaving them, so they need to disappear immediately.
We're talking about like.
You think we could take a breather right quick before we go do that?
Maybe.
I'd appreciate it.
Let's see how I'm doing. Yeah, no, I'm good. So whatever you guys need, if you need to take a short break or whatever, fine. We can do that.
So, what's the plan?
Sounds like we're taking a short rest for Berwyn and possibly Aelion to do some recovery. And then we're going to go north.
Alrighty. So just taking a short rest?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Nothing happens. You're able to rest for about an hour or so. Get some of your vitality back after the fight that y'all had previously on the end of last session and the wonderful interrogation. So heal up as you would. Nice.
Interrogation.
Nice.
It's funny. It's perfect. I had two incoming too.
How we doing, stream?
Refresh,
Everybody doing
'cause
good?
This is going obnoxious.
Everybody have a good Thanksgiving, hopefully.
Yep, I spent my prep time getting everything set up in Firefox because screw Chrome. I'm done with it.
Yeah.
Roll 20.
Same. So if you're just joining us, we are just picking
Alright,
things
so
back up, and we are going to
Snoo
be
Snoo.
going north
Veteran has left. And
to
you've
take out some undead.
licked your wounds, as it
We
were. What's the plan now?
took a short break so that they could kind of heal up, and we're gonna head up. Looks like we're going north.
Do we want to go immediately north, or do we want to go check out those two doors we didn't check in that we barricaded off?
Over here?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should go over there.
Just like to check things we know first before going into unknown.
Mm-hmm. The door's locked. Or shut.
There you go.
Thank you.
Alright.
Alright, so just a quick refresher. You hid out here to help tend to Berwyn when he was unconscious. This room appeared to be a bedchamber of some sort. There was a destroyed bed over in the southwest corner, as well as a more well-used cot in the bottom right. And then you have two doors to the north that I do not believe you explored.
No, we jammed
Correct.
stuff under them so they wouldn't open. We were resting.
Alright, which one do you want to look at first?
I guess the one in the northeast corner first. Just investigate it for traps and such not.
Give me an investigation check.
Yeah, I ain't see shit.
So yeah, it's a door. It is unlocked. It's made of wood. Didn't see anything else though.
Alright, guess I'll try and open it. We said it opened inwards, so I'll try and just open it slowly. No stealth.
All right. As you open it, the hinges squeak a little bit, but the door comes open easily. Seems like this was used somewhat often, from what you can tell. And it opens up to reveal a small closet. Looks like there's some mildew remnants of several cloaks hanging from a bar across the middle.
All right.
Give me a perception check.
Definitely wanna do that. Oh, I'm doing well.
Those cloaks, they smell like rank mildew. Like it's kind of stinky in there, but you don't see anything else.
Can I have a look?
You most certainly can.
Go ahead.
What do my elf eyes see?
Roll me a perception check, and I'll tell you.
You did.
25.
At 25.
All right, that didn't load. Refreshing. 1 second.
Starting out pretty strong with the rolls.
Yeah, love it. With the roll 20 being bonkers.
Yep. 2 for 2.
Hey, now I can see it. All right, let me open everything back up. 1 second.
I want to kill some undead. Like, quickly. Very quickly.
Alrighty, so as you move around, Kaylin here, just doesn't seem to be able to see anything. You just had to take a look for yourself. You also see these very old cloaks hanging up in this makeshift closet. But you're able to see something else on the right wall. You're able to see some grooves along it in the shape of what you would assume to be a door.
Can I try and see if there's a way to open it?
So as you start fiddling around with it, you're able to find out that it opens outward away from you, and as you put it just a little bit of pressure on it, it actually swings open with nothing untoward happening.
Ooh. Hey
It
guys,
reveals a long hallway.
I'm like stealth and whisper back, hey guys, I found a secret passage.
This isn't like that dragon downstairs, right?
And take a step in, looking for traps as I do.
All right, give me a perception check.
Oh, right. Probably should do that.
Can I roll a perception check on this other door before we move too far forward?
Sure, you can.
I want to check it for
open
traps and stuff.
You go through, taking your time, looking through the store, making sure there's nothing scary on it. Fortunately for you, though, it opens up to what appears to be a bathing area. You see some small clay tanks that hold wash water over in the corner, except the water is kind of putrid and green. It's been sitting there for a while. But you don't see anything else in that room.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure before we go forward.
Yep, always good to check.
Alright. Let's follow Berwin. He seems to know of something.
You see Berwin ahead of you, kind of slinking and taking his time examining the floor. And Markinor comes up behind you, kind of rattling in his armor because he didn't want to be stealthy or anything.
Nope.
So he just walks up behind you and kind of looks at you and asks what you're doing, Berwin.
Trying to be quiet, but that's out the window. I'm gonna continue trying to stealth myself
Okay.
and walk up to this corner and peek around.
I'm just gonna watch him and walk up behind him.
clanking.
Clank, clank,
Clank.
clank, clank.
I stop looking around the corners.
You see another hallway, much like the one you're in, going to the north and south, and ending at strangely familiar walls, is where they dead end.
I look back to Markinor, give him a very long, deep, groaning sigh. And step this way.
Do we hear anything? Do we hear the sounds of like undead or anything in the immediate area?
Give me perception checks. Berwin and Markinor.
There's a little undead band currently playing.
Playing very chipper music that doesn't really fit the mood.
I love it though.
Actually, I'm going to change my die color.
Bards.
There we go. There's not going to be anything around us.
So, with your perception checks, you do not see or hear anything. You do hear, coming from the southern door, you hear what the sound sounds very familiar of rushing water falling.
So, what are we being sneaky for?
I don't know what. Oh gosh.
Something just died.
Yep. Well, you see, it's better to be sneaky and not be caught by something than
That
just
was
walk in
Halloween
on
music. You.
something. Maybe you could surprise something, you know,
Just kind of
or not have to fight
Kaylin,
something.
like, these two are idiots, and walking towards them like, what are you doing?
Basically, my thoughts all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
I'd like to stealthily open this door here.
The door slowly opens, pushing out, much like the one that you came through originally, and it reveals things.
The same cavern from before?
So yeah, you recognize this cavern from earlier. You're now on the north side of it instead of the west. And something you may not have been able to see from the west side, you see a long chain ladder leading down below.
Slide down at Dark Souls style.
Is this where your dragon's at, Berwin?
It's possibly where it is. He just said it's down a giant hole.
That looks like a giant hole.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
It is most certainly a giant hole. Very, very perceptive.
Very perceptive.
I don't really want to go down and face an ancient black dragon.
Come on, it'll be fun.
I mean, if it was if it was of the metallic variant, I might go down and say hi. But those chroma dragons, they're not nice at all.
And you're 100% certain that there's a dragon down there?
Did you not hear him say there's an ancient black dragon down there? And we can go down there, but I'm warning you, it's an ancient black dragon.
I think our services would be better used to get rid of the undead first.
We can always
And
come
then
back.
we can come
I
back.
don't think we should ever fight an ancient black dragon.
I mean,
I just want to ride that bitch. That'd be
I
very.
once knew a guy who rode a dragon. It didn't. It actually ended up pretty well for him
Yeah.
until he got thrown off.
Eh.
Okay.
All right, let's go see what's to the north. Just stomps away.
Is there
We
anything
take
at the end of the
lead.
hallway here?
What's up there?
There appears to be another somewhat secret door. You're assuming it wouldn't be easy to see from the other side, but it's very visible from your side.
Open.
Okay. Yep. I'm gonna push the door open slowly. Not trying to shove it open, but just open it.
Kick it open. Thought you weren't trying to be stealthy.
I'm not being stealthy. I'm opening a door. I don't have to
Then why
slam
don't you
doors
just kick it
to.
open?
Alrighty, so as you open this door, a somewhat unsettling scene greets you. So this hallway leads to a large open chamber. As you
Not yet.
begin to look around, you see 3 different exits of the chamber.
I don't see the chamber. Oh,
Wait.
there it goes. Okay.
Huh? I was
Now,
like,
now I
oh.
see it.
Uh,
Huh.
That was weird. Yeah, I just watched it on the stream.
Mhm.
Oh well. Okay. So the chamber is littered with the remains of old warriors. 7 dwarf corpses lie where they fell 100 years ago at least,
The 7 dwarves.
surrounded by the remains of at least a dozen orc warriors. The dead have been stripped of their arms and armor. Only a handful of broken weapons and shattered shields remain. And you also hear a weird moaning filling the area. Those of you that speak Dwarvish, as this moaning steadily becomes from a quiet kind of whisper, steadily starts getting louder and louder. And those of you that speak Dwarvish can understand someone is ranting and raving in Dwarvish and cursing everything. The sound rises to an angry shouting and grows closer. Then the translucent form of an armored dwarf appears through a wall to your east and attacks you. Roll for
What?
initiative.
what? Fighting ghosts now? Crap.
Ghosts.
I'm gonna die.
Man. Back to normal initiative rolls, I see.
Yeah, you are.
I'm still worse than you somehow.
It's just a ghost. It's not like a celestial being or anything like that, right? The way it's glowing, it's just a ghost.
Give me a nature check.
I can do that.
You're not entirely sure what this thing is. Your gut feeling is that this isn't in fact a ghost. It's see-through, kind of floating off the ground, and appeared through a wall. So safe bet it's probably a ghost.
Okay.
This
All right.
could be fun.
That being said, this ghost is wailing and raving, and obviously it's readily apparent that it is coming after y'all. Aelion, you're the first to react.
I'm going to sling a firebolt at this thing, cause ghost.
19 to hit.
19
This one,
hits.
19 hit. Oh, nice.
Awesome.
And I'm just gonna pull up with my swords, and that's it.
All right, so As this thing comes screaming towards you, you're able to bring your hand up, and after some quick muttering, a stream of fire leaves your hands and streaks at this ghost. You see it make contact, and it visibly recoils from the firebolt hitting it. But you do notice that the firebolt goes straight through it and hits the wall back behind it. That being said, it's going to move forward, and with Kaylin being the closest one, it is going to move up to you.
See what I want to do here.
And it is going to reach out with its fingers and attempt to touch you with them. Does a 22 hit?
Yes.
All right. And as this is happening, I need a wisdom saving throw from everyone, please.
Yeah.
All right. Unfortunately for Kaylin, she did not pass it. So, Kaylin, as these icy tendrils of fingers reach out and touch you, you can feel the life force within you being drained away as it passes over your skin, and you take 17 necrotic damage.
Big
Also,
hit.
as this terrifying creature just reeking of madness, it actually permeates inside your brain, and you are now feared. We're not going to do that because that would have been, yeah, no. You're able to fight off some of the effects that would hit you normally. The biggest and funniest one is you're not going to age. But
Not
your
going
next
to
turn, you will
age.
have
That's
to flee
interesting.
away from this creature, your full movement, and at the end of your turn, you can try to save again.
Okay.
So, your turn.
Now am I allowed to disengage?
Yeah, you will use your action essentially to disengage or to dash. And since you need to disengage, otherwise you take an attack, you will disengage.
So yeah. So full movement. So go. There, got it.
All right, and give me another wisdom saving throw. Nice. Okay.
That's better.
So the rest of the party sees as Kaylin is touched by this creature. She immediately turns and runs past all of you and takes off down the hallway. Fortunately for Kaylin, though, she is able to regain her bearing as she gets about halfway down the hallway and is no longer frightened. Markinor.
Yeah. I'm going to kind of step up in between her and the rest of the party. For my primary, I'm going to cast Sacred Flame. It's a Dex save 14.
She fails.
Okay, she
he fails,
takes 4 damage, radiant. And would this technically, because it's a ghost, would radiant then give me advantage on the next round? I know it works with the undead, but I don't know if it works with spectral beings.
Let me check. This is technically an undead, so let me double check that. Where have you seen that radiant damage causes it to have a disadvantage?
No, they don't have disadvantage. I would get advantage on the attack. On a regular attack against it. Let me look it up.
Is that just a class feature, I guess?
Yeah, I think so.
Just cleric things.
Hashtag just cleric things. Hates undead. Will kill undead. Again.
the undead.
I'm looking for it. In the meantime, while I'm looking that up, because it doesn't affect me right now, how far away is Kaylin? I can't see her because when we entered this room, it shuts off everything on the outside of that in the hallway.
All right. She's about 30 feet away or so from you to the south.
Okay. Yep. I will cast Healing Word on Kaylin. She will gain 6 health back.
All right.
And no, that will be the end of my turn. I'm going to look up this other thing.
Okay. So as you move forward, you're able to cast this radiant energy into the center of this somewhat incorporeal being. And then the only thing you really have to go off of Kaylin's location is kind of heavy breathing and some screams, followed by some very angry muttering and curses as she regained her bearing back behind you. But you're able to locate where she is and heal her up.
Okay.
Berwin.
Yes, I'd like to take a step over. Did Aelion's firebolt seem to do anything to it, or did it just pass through it?
It passed through it, and you did see this creature kind of recoil from the impact. But normal things, it would hit the surface and explode. It instead went straight through this thing. So
I will produce flame and throw it at it.
Oh.
okay.
14 hit.
14 hits.
I think
7
I'm thinking
fire
of Guiding
and
Bolt.
that's the end of my turn.
All right. So much like Aelion's fire spell that he cast earlier, your flame does make hit home. Does connect with it. Unfortunately, it does go straight through it. It doesn't leave any lingering effects that you can see.
That's what it was. Okay. I found what I was thinking. It's not radiant damage. In general, it's one of my spells that's radiant damage does that. And it gives me advantage on the next attack roll that I have. But I didn't cast that, though.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I was supposed to say, I don't remember Sacred Flame having that on there, but
Yeah,
if
no.
it did,
Nope.
let me know. All righty. Aelion, you're up.
Well.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the
I'll just
stream.
kinda
Hope you're
look at
enjoying.
Shatterspike
If you have any
see that it's
questions,
kinda glowing
let me
the
know.
Same color blue, right?
Be happy
Very
to chat with
solid.
you as we're
Very-
doing this.
and so I'll
Hope you enjoy.
kinda Take a swing with it.
All right.
I want to get rid of this spectral being quickly
How
without
about 12?
12
burning
hits.
my oh, I don't want to use my
Notification.
my channel divinity yet, so if I can do anything to prevent
All
that,
right.
I will do it.
So as you bring Shatterspike around, actually being in contact, you can kind of get a better idea of what's going on here. So you bring Shatterspike around, and you feel resistance as you start cutting into this armored dwarf figure. And it goes through. It does pass straight through the body once again, but you definitely felt it connect with some resistance behind it, and you're able to cut right across its midriff or so, and tendrils of its like see-through armor actually fall away from this creature and then vanish out of existence.
Ooh. That's all I'm gonna do. That's all I can do.
Alrighty.
Do it again.
So it is getting beat up a little bit right now. So it is going to. It's going to move straight for you, Markinor. Seemingly like it's going to occupy the same space as you. I need a charisma saving throw from you, please. Oh, yeah. All right. So you feel this being attempt to put itself inside of you. And then a mental tug of war happens very briefly as it tries to take over your body. But fortunately for you, you're able to force it away from you with sheer mental fortitude alone. And it is unable to possess you.
Good. That'd be
All right,
dangerous.
A little bit.
All right. Maybe I can go in and see things again. Yeah, okay, so I'll move right in there, and I'm also going to cast Sacred Flame at it.
Okay.
So it needs to make a DC 14 dex save.
It failed.
5 Radiant.
Anything else?
That's all I can do.
Alrighty. So much like Markanor, you're able to summon this radiant energy right at the center of this being, and it visibly recoils and streaks back after losing this fight with Markanor that only he really knows about. But it streaks back from this flame that appears within it and takes a good amount of damage. Markanor.
All right. I am now casting Guiding Bolt. First level.
Okay.
17 to hit.
Hits.
For 12 radiant damage, and I will have advantage next round. Or on my next attack, I should say. And then I'm going to use one use of Warp Priest. Oh, maybe I am. Hold on. Character sheet's being dumb. And attack it. Try to attack it with the Warhammer and see what happens. That's not going to hit.
13 hits.
Does it? Okay.
Mhm.
And you would have advantage on that.
Oh, that's true. 4 damage. Why does it keep going up there? Stop it.
Alrighty. Anything else?
No, that is going to be my turn.
Alrighty. So as you cast this bolt of energy towards it, you feel more connected with it after it strikes home and hits it. This thing once again recoils from this radiant energy hitting it. It does not seem to like it too much. And then you bring your Warhammer around. Much like Aeolion, you feel a slight bit of resistance as you cut in or swing your hammer through this creature, but way less than you expect when hitting anything. And it passes through. You feel like you didn't do a whole lot up until when the hammer exits out of it, and it wails in pain and then turns its eyes directly at you. But it's still standing. Berwin.
Yes.
And there are a lot of doors here, too.
It seemed to do something, so I'm just gonna throw another little hand-sized ball of fire at it. 18.
18 hits.
Awesome.
8.
Anything else?
That's it.
All right. So once again, you're able to send this very small-looking, hand-sized fireball at it. Once again, it does pass straight through it. You see the ball of fire actually impact with the well back behind this creature, but it is still standing. But you're able to see bits of its clothing, more of its armor falling off. It seems like the more damage you do, the less of the being is there. Aeolion.
Well, do what worked last time.
Mm-hmm.
That hits.
Yeah.
And then I'll swing with the other one as well.
There's no need.
Do I need to? Okay.
How
There's
did
really
you
no
just
need now.
Kill this dead thing.
I just kind of with Shatter Spike, it just kind of cuts right through it, and they just kind of become the same thing for a second, and the ghost just like shatters
All right,
and
so
disappears.
as you bring Shatterspike through it, you do notice that the faint glow around Shatterspike actually radiates strongly as it hits this creature. Um, they, like just like you said, they kind of appear the same color and the same being for a moment, and then it falls to pieces and shimmers out of existence.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Mad Dwarf. Is that redundant?
A little bit.
A little bit. Are we still in combat? I guess. I wanna check this well out. That's been hit with fire a couple times. Stepping gingerly over these bodies.
So, like I said, once again, you see just lots of dead orcs and dead dwarves that have been here for a very long time. The well is full of, much like what Markinor saw in the washroom previously, it's putrid kind of green water inside of here, and there doesn't seem to be much of it left in there either. Seems like it's all kind of vanished over time of not being refilled or anything. But you don't see anything of use or note in that area.
Do we hear any sounds of undead anywhere around us?
Give me a perception check.
How would that roll?
You don't hear any other creatures or anything of that nature as far as what you were looking for, but you do hear what sounds like quiet sobbing. Someone's crying from the other side of this door to your south.
So, is the door locked or trapped?
Give me an investigation check.
19.
I
That's
help him
good.
look at that. Doesn't
So the door, much like the others, made of wood, it actually is not locked, and you do not see any traps on it.
Okay. Gonna kind of motion everybody, let them know that I hear something here, and I'm going to open this door slowly to try to not startle whatever it is in here. It may be another ghost. Well,
So as you open this door, you're able to see that this room was once a library or a study of some sort. Bookshelves stand against the walls. Piles of books rest on a reading table in the middle of the room. The air reeks of moldy paper. You see doors that exit to the northeast and south, the north being the one you're walking through. A beautiful, slender woman with long black hair sits in a chair at the table, looking extremely sad. Her clothing, though well worn, does little to detract from her appearance. And as you enter the room, she stands up and runs to you, Markinor, and in an obviously pleading gesture, rests her hands on your chest and says, "Thank God. Thank you for coming. I've been in here for weeks. I didn't think anyone would ever make it this far in here."
who brought you in here?
There's a wizard of some sort. He dwells in this area with the undead and also goes down below. He kidnapped me, said it was for some kind of experiment. And with that, she kind of visibly shudders while thinking of what this wizard could have done to her.
Do you have a name for the wizard?
She kind of squints her eyes, thinking, I don't remember ever him saying what his name was.
And how long have you been here?
She kind of looks around, says, I don't really know. It's been quite a while from what I'm guessing, but with no way to see the sun or tell the passage of time deep below ground here. I'm not entirely sure. It's been at least a few months.
What's your name?
She kind of stands up away from Markador and looks around towards you, Berwin. Says, my name's Idala.
Idala, do you know what kind of experiments he planned on running with you?
I'm not sure. After he kidnapped me, he just shoved me in this room. He brings me food and water when he remembers to, but he's always ranting and raving. It's hard to make any sense of anything he says.
So he's just held you here. Nothing's actually occurred yet.
Not yet.
Hmm.
Well, that's good then. How much of this place have you seen? Do you know the layout of this place very much? Quick ways to get out, etc.
She says, I've only seen the immediate area when I was brought here. He was able to, or he let me out a few times to stretch my legs and walk around. I've seen the room you're standing in now. She kind of looks a little sickly as she looks over at the bodies. But there's always this ghost of some kind that haunts these halls. So I don't stay out here very long if I do come out.
Smart.
Did-
We found this ghost. He's gone.
I think you're safe from the ghost, at least.
Can I tell if she's being genuine? Is she like trying to deceive us in any way?
You can
Ooh,
give
I'd
me
like to insight check her.
You can all give me insight checks.
Oh. Hot damn. Markinor.
Very nice. Forge and Aeolian, but especially you, Forge, you feel like she's hiding something. You can't quite put your finger on it, but it does not seem like she is being completely genuine.
So tell me, why would he bring you here? I mean, do you have a special training? Are you well versed in spell casting or anything of that nature?
She kind of looks at you somewhat incredulously. She says, "No, I'm a simple villager. The only thing I really would claim as something good for me is, I know some lore of the area around the Stone Tooth. I've studied books and things like that all the way back to when it was called Kundrakar.
Mhm.
I feel like maybe he kidnapped me for my information, but he hasn't asked me anything."
And what information is that?
She kind of shrugs and says, I know a lot of information about Durgadin and when this place was called Kundrakar, as well as when it fell under the Orc siege. Um, she says, if you want to know about Durgadin, his final resting place is actually on this very floor. Over to our, and she kind of points around the corner to the west, indicating somewhere in that area. It says that's where he was ultimately killed by the orcs that besieged this place.
And you said you rarely let out of this room. How do you know where this is at?
She says, well, when I was brought here, I saw everything. And with the books that I've read before coming to this place, and then she turns around and references the room behind her, as well as the books that I've found here. There's a lot of information about Durgadin's final days, as well as what happened here after he died.
Can I walk past her into the room?
You can. She'll kind of step aside. She seems very frightened. She doesn't actually want to be close to anyone but Markinor right now, so she steps away from you as you enter the room.
Can I go and look and see what's on the table in the middle of the room?
You see a few books and some parchments with notes and things of that nature scribbled on it. Nothing that makes a whole lot of sense. You see a few things referencing Durgadin as well as Kundrakar. Seems to be recounts of what happened here, the final battle, as well as Durgadin's fall. And you also see mention of a wizard named Arundil.
I wonder if that's the same wizard. So tell me more. What else does this wizard plan to do? Have you overheard anything? Has he made mention of why he brought you here in the first place?
As you're asking this question, Markinor, she looks at you very intently, and you see a piercing look seem to be bearing down on you. And as you do, you feel this charming effect, like her voice is inside of your head, telling you to listen and obey. But you're able to resist it.
I'm going to step forward towards her. So, can we not do that again?
And as you step forward, she looks a little bit frustrated and then lowers her head, looking down at her feet. And as she brings her head back up to you, you see her smiling, almost devilish grin. Says, well, it didn't work this time, I guess, but that's fine. And as she says that, you see small horns begin protruding from her head as her body begins to morph and change, and two wings sprout from her back. And as she turns into it, give me, everybody that's looking in, give me a nature check.
Max Irwin.
Aelion and Berwyn, you've heard stories and depictions of something very similar to this. But they always pointed back to the charming nature of a succubus.
Mm-hmm.
Well then.
As we have she devil on our hands.
As she completes her transformation here, looking like a very large imp or something of that nature with two small horns protruding from her forehead. She looks around, still smiling very casually at everyone. Says, well, there will always be others that will come here, but seeing as how you took out Alandro's ghost, I don't think I want to tango with you today. And as she is saying that, she begins phasing out of existence.
Can I try to hit her with the hammer?
You can try.
Can I cast?
Oh, I failed that so hard. Swing and a miss.
As you bring your warhammer around to hit this very, very attractive looking being, She kind of smiles at it and easily brings one of her hands up. You see that her hands have changed into these claw-like mandibles, and she's able to reach up and just bat the warhammer aside as she finally blinks completely
Mm-hmm.
out of visible existence.
Yeah.
Well,
Everyone
Who
hears
did
a kind
that?
of melodic laughter as she disappears.
who did she say the ghost was?
She
Yeah.
mentioned it as Arudil, which you
Oh,
may have seen a document talking about on the table.
Yeah.
who
Aradel.
was the wizard she was talking about?
Maybe.
Wait.
Maybe not.
We don't know this.
We just
We
know
don't.
that
We know that she said the name, but Berwin has not told us that he found a document calling this person a
Yeah.
wizard.
True.
So I
Yeah.
think we may have killed Arudil, guys. Well, I mean, she just said that. There's
And
also this document over here that says Arudil was the wizard she was talking about.
so if
The
I have
crazy one.
to guess, then
You just
Aradil,
killed Arudil,
the
the wizard.
I'm wondering if this is the same wizard that she's claiming was keeping her hostage.
Yes. Although
Maybe
I think
if
that
you-
entire story.
The document you just had time to skim over, Berwin, might be able to
Yes.
get more information if you looked into it more.
I would like to do that.
Give me a wait.
I'd like to read it.
Can you read Dwarvish? Is it Dwarvish?
It's in
Yes.
common.
Oh, okay.
I can read Elvish and Dwarvish also.
So as you look at this document, you see just a stack of papers here that have been kind of strewn about. You see a mixture of different writings. It seems like several different authors had written on these pages. You do see, looking after things mentioning Aradil more closely, you see very precise, kind of just only the information that's needed. It almost seems like a bookkeeper or someone had recorded this. But it mentions Aradil being a wizard who was alive back when Durgadin was still alive, and was actually very close friends with Durgadin. Unfortunately, he was out of Kundrakar when the Orc siege came down upon him, and he did not arrive until after Durgadin had been killed and their fortress looted. You see some small details about him slowly going mad with grief over losing all of his friends and his kinfolk. And he spent the last years of his life actually going around where Durgan made his last stand. This floor, you're able to see a detailed description of, say, the main chamber that you walked into in the beginning. But he went to other rooms that you haven't been to yet, and it says that he secured them. He set in traps and defenses to make sure that no one would be able to disturb this place once again. You see, as you go through that, the notes in that hand kind of end, and you see another document laying on top of it in a kind of very slender, elongated cursive script. It looks like a female had written this down. And she talks about discovering the half-crazed Ardadil and consuming his soul and leaving him to wander this place as a ghost. But she references how this place had many rumors surrounding it with loot and glory, and that would inevitably bring in unwary travelers for her to consume, as she puts it.
Pretty sure that's what she was hiding, even though Again, we still don't know this. I'm guessing Berwin's going to turn and tell us what he has just read.
Yes.
I would hope so.
I kind of read it out loud as I am going through it.
Oh.
Does it mention anything about the traps at all, or just that the rooms are trapped?
It was very vague, and it almost seems like it was done like that on purpose.
Yeah.
It just says traps and defenses.
So,
Is,
Berwin,
yes.
did you see anything in there about a dragon?
No, but these papers only mention this level. It doesn't mention anything down below.
Hmm.
So there's still an ancient black dragon down there. You said these are all bookcases, right?
Yeah, several bookcases surround the room, all holding all kinds of manner. You actually see books of dwarf lore, things talking about Kundrakar, as well as it looks like some scrolls of some kind.
Can I check this door for traps and stuff? While
No
they're
traps.
doing that, nothing? Are they locked?
Nope.
Okay. And do I hear anything on the other side of the door?
Give me a perception check.
Nope. Pretty sure I hear nothing.
Yeah, you don't hear anything on the other side.
Can I investigate the scrolls?
You can.
You want me to roll an investigation for that?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
Ooh!
nice one.
Alrighty. So you're able to go through some of these scrolls. You're just kind of picking haphazardly, not really knowing what you're looking at first. You see a few just detailing minor things like food store counts, things of that nature. But then you find a few that have spell incantations written on them.
Oh, baby.
And that is what you see on them. Everybody give me perception checks as you're kind of looking around the study.
Okay.
Markinor, I just went ahead and opened the doors. There's nothing untoward or anything
Okay.
behind them. So I don't want you all to waste time on that.
Mhm.
The room off to the east there is actually a bed chamber. Very, very moldy and very stuffy. It seems like this room actually wasn't used by anyone in quite some time. But after looking around for a little bit, excuse me, you're able to find on the eastern wall a secret compartment that you're able to go through and open up, and you find 110 gold pieces and a cat's eye gem.
Ooh.
That's 110, not 10.
Okay. I'll hold on to the totals and stuff. I'm gonna track it for the night, and we'll divvy it up at the end.
But yeah, once again, everybody, you see lots and lots of books of information. It would take a very long time to go through it all. Most of it's everything from goings on, day-to-day diaries of back when this place was populated by dwarves, to other recountings of the final battle of Durgaden. But nothing, at a brief glance that you were able to see, nothing seems to be entirely helpful going forward.
Nothing about traps.
No.
And what about the room to the south?
Just an empty storeroom.
Okay.
It's
Well,
very
she
damp and
mentioned-
moldy and smelly, but nothing else is in there.
She mentioned the resting place of what's his face down this hole here.
She said to the east, right?
No, west.
West? Oh,
Yeah, it's like down
oh
here.
okay.
Do we dare go that? Go straight there?
I mean, do we want to search the rooms to the east here first? Since we're going to be going that direction, we can just finish what we have here and move forward.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Do we want to
Same.
start with the northeastern door?
Southeastern door would be better.
Hmm.
I'll investigate it.
And I'll help them.
Thanks,
Roll
buddy. Woo!
It's a door. It's unlocked.
Listen,
I'm take a couple steps back. Hey, it's clear.
Berwin,
Yes.
are we going to do this again?
Do what again?
Are you sure that this door is safe?
I'm pretty sure.
He's pretty sure.
I'm going to turn the knob and open the door. And look back at Berwin the entire time as the door's swinging open.
And you take an axe in the back.
The door slowly opens, revealing a room with some more dead bodies in it. Markinor, give me a D10, please.
Uh-oh.
This is something I'm going to do for a few rooms. Just don't freak out too much. Nice.
Did this to yourself.
So, it appears this was an old armory. You see dead bodies there kind of clutching against the racks on the walls. Mixture of dwarves and orcs once again. After you kind of look around in this very dark room, you're actually able to find a hematite. That's a kind of a opaque gray-black coloring gemstone. But otherwise, you just see the refuse surrounding these bodies and don't see anything else of worth.
Okay. Same thing, I'll just let the group know that I found it and I'm going to put it back in the backpack. And move forward.
Hey, Galen. You wanna inspect and I'll help you?
Sure, why not? This has been going poorly for me tonight. Oh, well,
Hey.
So, very in tune with this door. It's made out of kind of a very old oak tree, from what you're gathering. But you're unable to find any traps or anything like that, and the door is unlocked.
Alright, I just opened the door.
So, much like the room that Markinor was just in, you see a couple of bodies. Looks like just a one-on-one fight happened here. You start examining the room. Give me a D10 roll.
Yeah.
Alright, so as you look around, you're able to see broken pieces of furniture, some old boxes with like mildewy food inside of it, but you're unable to find anything of worth in it.
Okay, Jack here, guys. Let's move on.
Okay.
was it worth it?
Always.
Always. Alright.
Better to know there's
Safety
nothing.
first.
True.
Don't be-
Okay. Same thing here. Do I hear anything? Actually, do we hear anything down this hallway at all?
Everyone roll me perception checks.
Hmm.
You hear...
I hear everything.
You hear the slow breathing of the entire party around you, Marco. But unfortunately, you do not hear anything else, though.
Okay.
Or fortunately, I mean, maybe that means there's nothing there.
All right. Gonna split up and everybody grab a door and check it.
Just for brevity's sake, none of these doors are trapped.
Okay.
Are there traps in the room?
Are the hallways?
You'd have to explore a little bit. The doors aren't going to jump out and bite you.
Remember, guys, there are traps in this area.
Yeah.
What the piece of
Just
paper
like dragons.
earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Careful going in your room.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to open this door and just kind of look around.
Yep. I'll open the one here.
Aelion, give me a d10.
Ooh.
Dead bodies, some old stuff, nothing of value, though.
Cool.
Markinor, you see rows of empty weapon racks and a dozen or more armor stands indicate that this room was once an armory. Some debris litters the floor, but nothing of value is readily apparent from where you're standing.
Okay.
You want to go in and
Ooh, that
check
looks a
this?
lot. That looks a lot more interesting.
Can I check for traps in this room?
Berwin and Markinor, give me perception checks. So as you two walk into this room, looking around, you see
We're
a few weapons are
very
still
perceptive tonight.
standing on the stands here. None of them look very special or anything like that. There's also some old suits of armor towards the back of the room. And as you enter the room and start walking around, one of these suits of armor begins to groan and make sounds as it steps up and begins
come
walking towards you. Roll for initiative, please.
Oh, come on. This would be one of those traps. Ooh, that 20.
Hey. Make sure we give the person with turn undead the lowest roll in the party. Oh, almost lowest roll in the party.
It's a suit of armor.
I got turn on dead now? Sweet, I'm adding that to my spell.
All right, so as this armor groans and rattles as it stands up from its place on the rack, it turns towards you two and begins walking forward. Berwin, you're the first to react.
Does it look like a nice set of armor?
It's kind of spiky and weird looking. Doesn't look super nice. Looks very old.
It's getting a flame to where the face would be.
Don't destroy the armor.
Oh, crap.
Unfortunately, a 14 does not hit.
I'm going to take a step out. No,
Piece it out. All right, so as this armor begins to lumber towards you, Berwin, you attempt to throw this fire at it. You do hit home. You hit on this armor, but it appears to be very thick armor, and it just kind of bounces off of it and does nothing to it.
Looks like plate armor.
That's it.
Aelion.
I'm going to
Oh, the armor rolled a
step
2.
in here. And I'm gonna pull out my bow and shoot it a couple times.
Do it.
Oh.
About an 11. I'm guessing not.
Misses.
Okay, second. 15.
15 also misses.
Dang.
I got this.
That's all I'm gonna do.
Maybe.
All right. So, much like the ball of fire that Berwin produced, your arrows just they find home. You know, you're not bad aim or anything like that, but this armor just seems to not care what you do to it, and both of your arrows kind of clink off of it to the ground. Markador.
Okay, I'm going
Definitely
to
a giant suit of armor.
move to here. And I'm going to hit it with my hammer.
Do it.
Or not.
Fortunately, a 10 misses.
Okay. One sec. Okay, and I'm going to... can I hold a bonus and use it as to... basically for a specific event? So say I wanted to cast something, but I don't want to cast it yet. Can I do that? Like you can hold an action? I don't know if you can do that with a bonus, that's why I'm asking.
The only thing I know of is holding your main action, your main attack. I've never seen anything on a bonus, so I'm going to say no on that one.
Okay. Then that will be my turn.
All right. So much like everyone else's attacks, you bring this Warhammer around on him, and you feel it solid impact. So solid that it actually reverberates through your arms as you hit this almost like a brick wall of some sort, but you're unable to seemingly damage it at all. Galen?
All right, I'm gonna try and hit it with
Do it.
17.
17 misses, unfortunately.
Okay.
So as you try to reach out with this spell,
This
you
must
feel
have
it
like a
almost
18.
Gaining contact with it, but ultimately the spell fails.
It's got an 18 AC.
Since Markinor has moved up close to him, he is going to turn around. You notice he's not holding any weapon of any kind, so he just brings these gauntleted hands up above his head and then brings them down towards you a couple of times, Markinor. It's a 19 hit.
Does not.
And a 14 doesn't as well. So he brings it down, but you're able to nimbly sidestep around both of these attacks as it slams into the ground next to you. Berwin.
Yes, I would like to try my little fireball at him again.
Do it.
17?
17 misses, unfortunately.
Oh my goodness.
Some thick armor, y'all.
I'd like to step right up here, and that's my turn.
All right, so once again, your fire that you attempt to create on this creature just harmlessly burns aside the armor, but does nothing to it. Aelion.
It's probably got... I'm thinking it has an 18 AC here.
Let's see here. So I'm gonna pull out Shatter Spike. I'm gonna use this for my bonus action.
Okay.
2. I'm gonna pop right up here to hit him with Shatter Spike. Or attempt to.
23 hits.
23.
Yeah. For 5 damage.
And then I'm just gonna pop right back.
Anything else?
Nope. Or I'm
All
going to
right.
pull out my other sword, I guess, and that's it.
All right. So as you feel yourself receiving the benefits of the spell, you feel very agile and quick, and you rush quickly down to this moving armor set and bring Shatterspike around. And finally, you feel the connection as you hit this armor, and the armor somewhat cracks a bit from the impact. And it does look like it took some damage now. Markinor.
All right. Same thing as always. Let's hit it with the Warhammer. 24.
24
I'm
hits.
gonna knock him down.
10 damage.
Woof. Nice. Anything else?
No. I think I'm done.
All right. So seeing as Aelion comes up and hits this thing in the back, it starts to turn towards Aelion, and as it's doing so, you bring your Warhammer around, and you crack it right in the side, making solid contact, and another big piece of the armor cracks around its chest section. Caleb?
All right. What to do? I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame on it. So it needs to hit a DC 14 dex save.
It rolled a 15.
And no damage.
With its 0 dex mod, it somehow passed still. Jeez. All right, so as you try to put this radiant flame on it, it's kind of moving around. It looks like it's going to chase after the first one to hit him, Aelion, and your shot goes wide. That being said, he is going to lumber forward towards Aelion. Markinor, you will get an attack of opportunity.
I'm going to use Channel Divinity. So plus
Okay.
10.
So 21? Yeah, 21's going to hit.
For 10
Ooh,
damage.
some solid numbers. So as this thing begins to lumber away from you, just completely ignoring your existence, you're able to bring your Warhammer around and hit it right on the back of its armor. And a huge chunk of it actually falls through inside the armor. And as it's still ignoring the damage it is taking, you're able to look inside the armor and see that it is empty inside of it. And it is going to move up to Aelion and attempt to bring its gauntlets down on you. Does a 7 or a 12 hit?
Nope.
Yeah.
Damn. All right. So he brings these both his fists around, attempting to bring them down on your head, but you're able, still under the effects of that Zephyr spell, you're able to nimbly sidestep around it and dodge the attacks. Berwin.
Yes. How tall are these racks?
How we doing, guys?
About
Kind of quiet in chat
6, 7
today,
feet.
so
Okay.
want to see how everybody's doing.
I'd like to step behind Aelion and cast Poison Spray at him.
At Aelion?
No, at the suit of armor. Sorry. Pronoun usage is very poor.
Yeah, careful with that.
Oh, jeez. DC 15 con save.
It rolled a 2.
3 poison damage.
So as you send out this, I'm assuming it's like a green substance that you're protruding out towards it.
Basically.
It is unable to dodge around away from it, but as you watch the poison on there, it just slides off of this armor, finding nothing natural to burn into or do any damage to. And none of the armor seems to have taken an effect or anything from it as well.
It was worth a try, boys. And I run back into my corner.
Aelion.
Okay, so kind of how the Zephyr Strike works. It's a concentration spell, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, for every turn, do I get the advantage on the first attack? So long as it's up.
Yeah, for the 1 minute you would get...
No, just once.
No, it's just
No,
once.
yep, just once.
So,
The first time. It's,
Yep. Yep.
First time you
Well,
attack.
it's first time on your turn. Before the spell ends. I don't know.
Just the first
Basically, if
time
you
you
were
make a weapon
Just the
attack.
very first one. Okay.
Yeah, the first time on your turn, it specifically says that. So, if, like, you had an attack of opportunity or something, you
Mhm.
wouldn't be able to use the advantage then. You can only use it on your turn.
But just,
Okay.
I guess if it
Well-
saves each turn.
Well, regardless. 12 and
Second one hits.
21.
Yeah. 6 damage.
Nice. So as you bring Shatter Spike around, you're able to find purchase on its armor, but it kind of bats the sword away, doing no damage to it. But as you bring your rapier around, you're able to find a small chink in the armor there and stab into it, and you feel it purchase inside the armor towards the back, and another very large piece of the armor actually crumbles away from your impact. It is half a suit of armor almost at this point, but it is still standing. Markinor.
All right. Going to use my turn to get up here. So I'm going to move to there. And I'm going to, again, hit it with the Warhammer.
Do it. Yeah.
24 hits. For 4 damage.
And give me a nice little narration of how you just took this thing down.
Alright, well,
Hey!
obviously frustrated that this guy is running away from me and attacking one of my friends. I charge up behind it and just full swing, didn't even hesitate, and just brought the hammer straight down from the helmet and watches the helmet drops down through the chest plate and then watches the whole body of armor crumbles to the ground.
Oh, yeah. And as you do so, it just, almost like something was holding it together, the armor pieces just fall into a heap. And it's dead. Yeah,
He's
completely
dead. So much for not destroying the armor.
Well,
As you look at it, you can readily tell that this would not be good armor. It seemed to be only being, held together through whatever kind of magic or curse or whatever that gave this thing the ability to move. Was the only reason the armor was still, in one piece.
And there's nothing else on the body, I'm assuming.
Nope.
Yep, alright.
scraps of leather and hope.
Onward.
You had mentioned there were multiple suits of armor.
There are. The other ones look more like you would expect, this, or look very similar to this armor now. Chunks of the pieces are missing or rusted over, things like that. Nothing you could really see that you could use.
I'd like to open this door.
I'm having to find a place to put all these door lines for the dynamic lighting, so there's nowhere around it. So once again, something you've kind of come to expect from these rooms. You see a few bodies from
Dead bodies
the
everywhere.
final battle that took place here, rotting and decomposing over many, many years. Give me a D10. And yep, you just see the bodies and a few pieces of strewn furniture that were in here, but you do not see anything of value.
Alright, I open this upper door here.
You're somewhat surprised as you open this door. You don't see any bodies in this room. Just a lone chair that has been shattered and thrown on its side. But nothing of value in this one.
Or a chair.
Moving right along.
That chair saw some shit.
Checking the door up here.
You find a completely stark, barren room. There is nothing but some dirt and such on the floor here.
Echo, go.
You hear a voice from someone inside the room. Be quiet. Not really. Don't freak out.
I guess this one next.
Aelion, as you go into this room, once again, strewn furniture, a couple dead bodies. Kind of smelly
bodies
in this room. It seems like this room
everywhere.
was kind of sealed off a bit. But give me a D10.
Hey.
Same as mostly everybody else except Markinor. You don't find anything of value in this room.
Oh well.
I'm gonna look back at the party and motion down at the end of the hall to a door that I see that appears to be cracked.
I'd also like to open this door that I'm at. Whoa!
So you see something a little bit different in your room. This chamber must have once been the personal quarters of an important dwarf. It is decorated with tapestries and furnished comfortably, although age has taken its toll on the contents. Apparently, the room has not been looted, which is what you're kind of surmising why the other rooms are so barren. A beautiful rug covers the center of the floor, and a simple bed and writing desk stand in the southwest corner.
It's a trap.
It's a trap.
Can I do a perception check to check for traps?
You certainly can.
My spidey senses are my spidey senses are going off. My giant note senses. They
Nice.
dang sure are.
You basically see everything I've described. You don't see any floor plates or tripwires or anything of that nature that you would come to find when looking for traps. You just see this very beautifully crafted rug, as well as a writing desk down here with some few pieces of parchment that you can't quite see from where you are.
Cast
What-
detect
what
magic.
is- And what does the rug say?
That shit looks like it's indulgent.
I know it does.
As you cast detect magic, you see a faint glow coming from this very large carpet.
Okay, yeah. So I don't know what that carpet said, but I know it's some sort of magical power of some type. So be wary.
Very faint glow. You can't really even determine what kind of school of magic this is or anything. You just notice that it's radiating something.
I'd like to step in, staying off the rug, and try and read what's written on the rug.
I didn't think about that. I was like, what are you reading? And I'm like, oh, wait, there's like dwarvish runes or something.
Or
one
do you
second.
not have anything for that?
I don't, but that doesn't mean I don't have anything.
It says elves go home.
That's what everything says.
Pretty much.
You see written in very large script. You can read dwarvish, right, Berwin?
Yes.
You see, for my friend Durgadin, a gift to you made from the finest craftsman that I was able to find. And then at the very end, you see a pin mark for Arundel.
Probably made it with magic.
Can I walk around and look at the desk? The papers on the desk?
No.
All the papers on the desk are actually blank. You don't see anything written there. But as you walk forward, you do see this bed here, very small. But as you look underneath it, you actually see a wooden chest beneath the bed.
I'd like to pull the chest out and check it for traps. Because dwarves. Traps.
Give me an investigation check.
Say what you got there, and I'll kind of help him look at
Oh,
it.
thanks, buddy. I needed it.
Yeah, you did. So as you kind of look around this thing, checking the seams and such, checking inside the lock for any kind of needle traps, things of that nature, you don't see anything there. Looks to just be a normal chest.
Good thing. There's no hobgoblins for you to cut their arm off.
I'd forgotten about that.
Touche. Touche. Is the chest locked?
It is not.
I'd like to open it.
So as you open this chest, rocks fall and you die. No, I'm
Just
kidding.
where your snakes fall out?
Two very large bags, large for being inside the small chest, containing monies. You also find a square of silk, and as you examine this silk, it seems like there's something wrapped inside of it, and as you open it up, you find a star sapphire within it, as well as a pair of matched blue topazes.
Oh, Markinor. I got some goodies for the group bag. Honk. I hand him the chest full of all that.
And I
A
just
lot of weight.
take my backpack and just open it up and dump everything inside of it without even looking at it at this point.
He's just like, more loot. Okay.
Okay.
That's
Dumps it all inside there.
Wrapped. Damn. That's sapphire though. Can I do an Arcana check on the rug?
You can.
It's a rug.
So you notice that it's a very nicely, very finely crafted rug, but you don't see anything really magical about it.
Just that it's magically enhanced in some form. And you don't even know that because Kaylin hasn't told us.
I actually told us.
What, a 20 by 20?
I'm gonna take that rug.
I'd like to take the rug.
Oh,
Can I
what the-
roll the rug up and see if there's anything under the rug?
Yeah, you can try. Give me a sleight of hand check.
Light it. Oh, crap. Oh, okay.
All right. So as you go to one side to begin rolling this very large rug, very fine. I said this is a really pretty rug that somehow has survived the years that have obviously taken toll on everything else. But as you reach down to begin rolling it up, the rug suddenly and very quickly wraps itself up around you, Berwyn.
Ah!
Told you not to touch it.
He didn't listen.
Help!
Can I like try and get him out of there? Like just pull him out?
No.
No,
Oh
That's,
my gosh!
that's an Aladdin rug. Oh, man,
Mistakes
what a
made!
thing.
Mistakes made!
What's your AC, Berwyn?
My AC is 14.
All right, so this thing begins to twine itself around your arms, attempting to
Well-
completely smother you with it. But you're able to quickly recoil and move away from it before it is able to completely engulf you. Roll for initiative, please.
Guys! I
Told you
pissed
not
it
to
off!
touch it.
I
Yeah, we're
pissed
doing
it
so
off!
well. Yeah, we're doing so well, walking all the way around it and everything.
It's-
Berwyn.
It's almost like we knew that there were traps everywhere.
Everywhere.
I would have been so sad if y'all didn't do something with this thing, 'cause I was so excited for this.
Oh, God.
It's so big!
Do you really want the rug?
No! I want to kill the rug now!
Just
That's such a funny phrase. I want to kill the rug.
Oh, we in
Oh,
D&D,
man.
folks.
damn.
All right. So, with it missing its first attempt on you, it's going to try again against you, Berwyn. Does a 23 hit?
Shit. Yes.
All right, so this thing begins to wrap around you and engulf you, and it does this time. You are completely grappled by this thing and restrained, and also blinded. It's covering your eyes. It is much, much larger than you. You are now inside of this thing.
Help.
Does it silence him too?
Yeah, there's actually a beginning to suffocate inside here.
I got 2 minutes.
Help me! That's about all you can hear. All right.
And then I'll
Ilion.
hold my breath.
Well,
Holding
I'll
my breath is
step
broken.
up to this and hit it. Go to 10.
10 does not hit, unfortunately. 20 and a 14 both hit, though.
Okay, so that
Why are we killing the carpet?
D8.
Because it's currently holding me?
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah, that's weird how that looks, but that's right.
Just give me a total.
So 8, 15, 23, 22.
Ugh, okay. So as you bring Shatter Spike and your rapier around, you're able to make contact with this now animated rug that is surrounding your friend. Unfortunately, it is completely congealed itself around Berwyn. So as you bring the swords
Oh.
around, you actually hear strong grunts of pain from Berwyn inside of this
Oh
rug
shit.
as he takes half of that damage.
Oh shit.
So 11 damage, Berwyn.
Ow!
Hey guys, whoops.
Look on y'all's faces right now. It's so good.
Oh god.
Oh, I'm dying. This is great.
Mistakes were made. Mistakes were made.
Kaylin, you're up next.
Okay.
Please kill me.
Can I cast a spell magic on it?
Yes, you can.
Spell-
Just, jeez.
What is your spell DC?
14.
It fails. So, as Kaylin brings up, attempting to quiet the magic that is making this thing move, she clearly knows that there is some kind of magic that's animating it. It tries to resist it. The spell itself that is animating it tries to resist it, but fails. And as the spell completes, the rug falls limply off of Berwyn to the ground.
Just had to touch it.
Hey,
Just had to touch it.
It's. I kick it.
Hey, Berwyn,
It ain't
the
magic anymore.
I would feel bad for you if, you know, it wasn't your fault to begin with.
Berwyn, give me a dex check, please.
Oh, hell.
Okay. So as you kick this rug that's no longer moving, you almost lose your balance and fall on top of it, but you're able to catch your footing at the last second and stay standing.
By the way, those swords hurt.
Yeah, well, they're supposed to.
Mm. I cast Cure Wounds on myself.
I would give you something, but
I just look back at
Nothing to
Kaylin and
give.
shake my head and start walking down the hall again.
Yeah, I'm with Markinor on that one. Just like,
yeah.
I'm actually higher than I was before that encounter.
Yeah, well, all's well that ends well.
All right, so I'm guessing
We killed the rug.
any traps or anything in this central room here.
No,
Okay.
but
Are there ghosts?
so you walk into this room. It's a very somewhat large chamber compared to the hallway you were just in. There's a dark pool resting in its center. Bits of smashed furniture and debris are scattered around the floor. And then you're coming from the east hallway. You see another hallway going to the west.
Okay. The door to the south leads us back to the one chamber that we were already in. Going to make my way over here, and I want to see if I can hear anything coming from the other side of this cracked door.
Give me a perception check.
I'd like to listen also.
Do it with advantage. Or you both can roll. It's up to you.
Persuasion.
That was persuasion, wasn't it? I'm gonna persuade them to be quiet.
I persuade the door to let you hear things.
You don't hear anything from the room to your north, at the top of the hallway, but you do hear some shuffling, almost like something's moving around to the doorway to your southwest.
Motion back to everybody. Is the door locked itself?
You can give me an
Locked or
investigation check. It is 100%. You are completely sure it is not trapped and is also not locked.
Okay.
But you do hear something moving on the other side. It sounds like several somethings.
Something.
I whisper to Marco, "Do you want to open this?"
Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna open it slowly
I'm gonna
and
stealthily
stealth.
open it.
Yeah.
Yeah, open it quietly.
So as you open this door, it doesn't make a sound, but you're immediately greeted by 6 skeletons standing upright, kind of shuffling around the room. And they did notice you and move towards you to attack. Roll for initiative, please.
They're in there?
Yeah, I don't see them on my map.
You will. Give me 1 second. There's too much crap here.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That roll? There it goes. Hey! A double-digit
Alien
initiative
over here
roll.
with advantage. Oh, good gosh. Yep, there's a lot of them.
Yep.
You see, as I'm rolling initiative for everything, these skeletons are brandishing short swords in their hands, and they also have what appears to be short bows on their backs. There we go. Alrighty. So with that happening, you just kind of hear Berwin squeak and say, "There's a lot of them." Leon, you're able to react first.
I'll just kind of peek around his shoulder and see this guy right here, one on the right, and I'm gonna shoot him with my bow a couple of times.
All right.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Both hit.
Okay, so first one, second one plus a d8. So that's 14
That's some
damage.
good damage.
And then I'll pull out my swords. That's it.
All right. Tokens are breaking on me, unfortunately. You're going to kill it with that second arrow. So you give me a little narration on that.
So the first one kind of goes through its eye socket, just kind of explodes half of its head, and then the second one hits it right in the sternum and just kind of crumples the ribs all together, and it just kind of falls in on itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, fixed it. There we go. Sorry about that. All right, so this thing crumples down to the ground after these expertly fired arrows hit it. And this one on the left is going to bring out its short bow and launch it at Berwyn.
Dang it.
It's a 20 hit.
Yes.
So this arrow comes careening towards you, and you're unable to get out of the way completely. Only you're able to move out of the way enough where it doesn't hit you center mass, but it does get you in the shoulder for 5 piercing damage.
Right.
Is there a way to like switch places?
Markinor, switch places. What do you mean?
Like if I wanted to switch places with Berwyn and like he was okay with that.
Yeah, you could agree to do something like that.
I'm gonna step into the room. And
Ballsy.
yeah, this one here, the first one in the doorway, I'm going to throw holy water at it.
Oh yeah, that hits.
For 10 damage.
Yeah, you're gonna instantly kill this thing. So as the holy water splashes across it, this thing visibly shakes and everything. Doesn't let out any sound, but it does shake in its place for a few seconds and then just crumples to the ground.
And I'm going to cast... Oh no, I can't do that because that's... Yeah. Okay, yeah, that'll be my turn.
Alrighty. Berwyn.
Alright. I'd like to conjure up my favorite little fireball and
His
throw
favorite
it
little fireball.
Oh crap. Throw it at this one. The 15 hit,
15 hits.
5 fire damage.
And which one were you targeting?
This one.
Alright. So as you send out this ball of fire, it actually catches some of these armor scraps that are attached to all of these things. Catches it on fire, but it is able to quickly raise its arms up, skeletal hands, and kind of pat it out. But it did take damage. Oops.
And
Okay.
I'd like to take a step back.
Alright.
And that's my turn.
So with Markinor running bravely into this room, this one in the back is going to step forward over the body of its fallen comrade and swing its short sword at you. And it rolled a 12, so it misses.
Yup.
Kayla?
Alright. I'm gonna move forward so I can actually see what's in this room. And I'm gonna cast Scorching Ray at this one right next to me, this one over here, and that one.
Do it.
There's another one that's here as well.
Oh no, I can only throw 3 bolts though.
Oh, okay.
11.
Does not hit.
Okay, second one. 17.
That hits.
So that one will take 11 damage. That was
It's dead.
that one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And third one. 9 doesn't hit.
Does not. So as you send out these 3 rays, unfortunately they're aimed pretty well, but unfortunately with them just being skeletons, they actually pass through the rib cages and bones. But the second one you fired off did meet home. You actually blew one of the arms off of this thing. Unfortunately not the arm holding the sword. It is barely standing. Anything else?
Actually, just use the rest of my move to back. No, I'm good.
All right. Now, once again, this one's up top is going to be completely focused on Markinor with him running into the room. It's going to point his short sword around. You rolled an 8, so as you're dodging the one from the south that attempted to hit you, you immediately turn back around and bring your shield up and block the short sword from the other one. Now the one that just got hit by Kaylin is going to take a step forward and also bring the short sword around.
Mm-hmm.
And also roll an 8, so you're just blocking all the shots.
I'm doing it, guys.
We're back to the top of the turn order. Iliad.
I'm gonna say hi to my friends now that I've my friends out. I'm gonna swing Shatter Spike at this one right next to me, and then
Swing and a miss.
That misses.
swing and a miss. I'll try and stab its eye hole. Same
That
one.
hits.
For 8.
Anything else?
Nope.
Alrighty. So you're able to bring Shatter Spike around. Unfortunately, your swing kind of goes wide, but with the backswing, carrying the momentum with your first swing, you bring the rapier up and hit it right up in one of these empty eye sockets and do a good amount of damage to it. You see some cracks furrowing around on the skull, but it is still standing. That being said, this one in the southwest is going to swing at Markinor. Rolled a 17, getting closer, but not quite
Getting
enough.
closer.
It brings a short sword around, but it just harmlessly clanks off of your armor. And it's your turn.
All right. Much like last time, I'm going to go with what I know works and throw some holy water at it. One to the north up here.
That hits.
9 damage.
So much like the other one, as this holy water careens against it, and this kind of radiant damage emanating from it courses through the skeleton's body. It shudders for a few seconds and then falls into a heap on the ground. Anything else?
Nope. That will be it.
Berwyn.
Oh boy! I step back into the doorway. Oh wow. And throw some more fire at this one.
Do it.
17.
That hits. For the one whole damage. So you graze the side of this one.
Not
with
much
that
luck
fire,
there.
doing a little bit of damage, but not quite enough to kill it.
I'll stay where I am.
All right. Once again, taking a shot at you, Markinor. Rolled a 14. Damn tinky mofo. So once again, the short sword just pings off of your armor, doing nothing to you.
It's almost like I'm doing my job.
Yeah.
Good take. I'm going to step in onto this one here, and I'm going to attack with my rapier. That's that one. 14.
14 hits.
Nice.
7 damage.
All right. So as you bring this rapier in, this thing is falling apart after all these fire attacks and such have hit it. And as you bring the rapier around, you kind of catch it right on its sternum, and it just shatters into pieces and falls to the ground.
If you guys haven't done so,
Anything else?
if you
That's it.
are enjoying the stream, and I hope you are, give us a little follow. It does help our stream tremendously to have the follows from you guys. So
kind of like
feel free to give us a follow.
The fire that's been thrown around. Put a sword away
and
fling a firebolt at this guy.
Hopefully,
Man, I miss.
We can continue to entertain you. We do have other D&D games coming up soon, so be sure to check back with us in the near future. Also, feel free to check out the website at forgebreaker.net. Give you more up-to-date information about what's going on with our stream.
Nope.
All right, so unfortunately your firebolt squeezes through the bones almost inexplicably, but you do miss. It's not super happy with you stepping up in front of it. You actually take its attention away from Markinor, and it swings its short sword at you, Aelion. Oh, and it rolls a 23 now when I'm not attacking Markinor anymore. So it brings the short sword around. As you move up to it, it almost catches you as you step in front of it, dealing a whole 3 piercing damage to you. Markinor.
All right, so since that one isn't focused on me anymore, I'm going to throw holy water on it.
How much do you
I'll
have of
teach
that?
you. I got as many uses as I need of it. I have a big giant thing of it, but 9 misses.
Yeah, 9, unfortunately, you're throwing
But
this bottle of holy water around. It goes wide and splashes harmlessly behind.
then I'm gonna use War Priest to try it again.
I'm going to tell you something really funny when
19
we're done here. 19 hits.
for 11 damage.
Give me some flavor of how this holy water killed this thing.
So-
I'm describing it.
So I threw the first one, and the skeleton, for whatever reason, managed to just move, like, just after trying to attack Aelion, moved a little bit and kind of upset me, so I quickly scramble and grab another little vial of it, and I throw it at it, and as it hits the body, I just kind of watch it, and watch as the bones just kind of crumble slowly and fall to the ground.
Nice. Anything else?
Nope, that's my turn.
All right. Berwin, there is one whole one standing still.
Wait, so I might kill something?
No.
Maybe.
I throw some more fire at it.
Okay.
Aiming at the back of my head.
16 hits.
7! It's a bigger number.
It's still standing.
It is a bigger number, but unfortunately, it is still standing. You singe right into the center of it, burning some of the bones away. But it kind of shambles back upright, and
Yep.
it's still standing. And it's going to swing at Markinor.
It will try.
21.
Hey, finally.
Yay, finally, you got that damn armor. I should not have given you. So he brings this short sword around as you're just hurling. I mean, just producing this holy water and just throwing it around the room. Unfortunately, you don't see this thing coming for you, and it's able to catch you right on the side of your helmet, hitting you for 6 piercing damage.
Okay.
Kaylin.
Yeah. Enjoying sword smash / stabby time. So I'm gonna move forward and try and hit it with a rapier.
With
Yeah.
12.
12 is just shy, unfortunately.
Yeah,
It's
I think
alright.
it's 13 for leather on that one.
Anything else?
That's it for me.
All right. So as this thing is just rocking Markinor somehow across his head, unfortunately you're not super used to using this rapier very often, and you kind of miss right behind it, but do not connect. Aelion.
Well, I'll do what I do best. And I'm guessing the 17 hits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sorry.
Good damage.
9 all damage.
9 whole damage is enough. Give me
Yes,
some
it is.
flavor, please.
So just kind of look at Caitlin like this is how you use a rapier, and just kind of somehow sort of jab it through its open jaw and like kind of break its head off, and just kind of dangle the head on the tip of it and throw it at Caitlin.
That's brutal for a skeleton.
Go that
Nice.
right.
Shades of
Alright.
last Tuesday.
All right. Okay, yeah, there are no longer any figures moving. You do see in this room, now that you're able to examine it, it looks like this chamber might have once been the barracks for this location. The remains of 6 wooden bunks lean against the walls, burned and hacked by pillagers, and half a dozen skeletal dwarves lie here and there on the floor, along with the ones that you just took out. Give me perception checks, everyone.
Can I do persuasion instead?
You're better at those. Who won? Aeon. Aeon, as you're looking around, you look and see someone that didn't fully belong. You see a kind of half desiccated corpse buried under some of the wrecked furniture. It looks a little bit fresher. Kind of assume that maybe this is an adventurer that met their untimely demise here. But as you're looking around, you're able to see on this creature there's a belt pouch that has 670 silver pieces in it.
Ooh.
Just kind of pick up the pouch and try and pocket it real quick.
Trying to be sneaky?
Yeah.
Give me a sleight of hand check. All right, you got it in there super quick. If anybody wants to see it, give me perceptions.
Damn it.
Nobody saw it. You pocket this thing without a trace.
Look at this poor fellow. Just kind of.
Not find anything of value.
Okay.
All right, Mark and Nor, as you're walking around to these rooms and in this hallway, you notice something a little bit odd. Looks very similar to some of the other hidden passageways you've seen before over in this area.
Mm-hmm. Can I see if there's any kind of like locking mechanism or anything to open the passageway with? Do I see traps? That would
Give me an
first question.
investigation check.
I don't see anything.
Somebody help the man. He's useless.
You initially looked like you saw something here, but now you've lost it. You thought you saw the seams of maybe a door or something, but you can't seem to find them now.
Hmm. Hey, Kaylin, can you take a look at this wall? I swear I saw something, and I don't want to feel like I'm going crazy here.
Yeah, I'll take a look.
investigation check.
And I'm helping.
With advantage.
I'm kind of showing her what I've seen, and that helps.
So you're able to walk up, and with Markinor's kind of direction of where he saw something, you're able to find the seams of what appears to be a hidden door here. You kind of take your fingers along the edges and such, checking for any kind of traps in it or anything of that sort, and you do not find anything.
Okay, and there is it locked? No locking mechanism, does it feel like?
You can't figure out if it's locked or not. You don't have anything to really grab hold of to pull it towards you, and when you try to push on it, it doesn't budge.
Okay.
Can it be pried open?
Maybe.
Can I? What can I do? Okay, do we want to try to pry this open?
I got a crowbar.
I mean, does anybody have a weapon that we can try to slide in there and give us a little leverage to start?
We have a crowbar.
Do you? Oh, well then use that.
I got random craft with some.
Yeah, if you want to give me a sleight of hand check with your bonus proficiency from Thieves' Tools.
So you want these tools?
Yeah, just use Thieves' Tools, that's fine.
Normal or advantage? Does anybody help him?
I'd imagine this is kind of a group effort. Go ahead and do it with advantage.
Yeah.
So you are able to wedge your crowbar in here, and with some help of some of the beefier members of the party, namely Markinor, you're able to get up there and kind of pry this door open, and it opens towards you, revealing a small room on the other side.
Right.
And what is in said room? Actually, does there appear to be any traps on the floor?
There does not appear to be any traps.
Okay.
Alright, I'll step in. And rocks fall and I die. Got it.
The door shuts
Yes.
behind you, and the room collapses now. Nothing
Yes.
happens. You see, obviously, the interfacing part of another door in front of you.
Another hidden door.
Yeah, but you see a handle on this side.
Oh, cool.
Okay, I would like to stealthily open this door because I don't know what's on the other side. I guess before I do that, can I hear anything?
Give me a perception check.
Me as well.
Kaylin, you don't hear a lot, and actually even Markinor, you don't hear anything. It's almost eerily quiet on the other side of the door.
Okay, I don't like eerily quiet, so can I open the door, stealth open the door, like as quietly as possible?
Mm-hmm. Give me stealth checks, and if anybody wants to join, also give me a stealth check.
There we go.
I'm sorry in advance. Hey!
Actually did pretty good. Lowest of the 15 of the group. Alright, y'all are very stealthy right now. You said you were opening the door, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. So you open the door, and you see, looks like this room was once a shrine to the gods of the dwarves. The walls are carved in their dour images, and a low stone altar stands at the western end of the room.
Awesome.
Stone benches have been smashed and thrown askew, and the icons of the gods have been defaced. Atop the altar, arms folded over his chest, lies the ancient corpse of a dwarf warrior in plate armor. Bones lie heaped around the altar's base, and at its foot crouches the desiccated body of an orc in studded leather.
Okay. Before I walk in, I want to cast Detect Magic just to make sure there's nothing weird going on. so when I walk around, I can tell if there's anything magical.
Okay.
So and then I'll step in.
And relying on my stealth, I'm gonna come around the corner here.
Okay. You'll be able to move about 15 feet or so, more forward into the room, and then I'll need more stealth checks.
And do I hear anything coming from this door to the south here?
Nope.
No. Okay. And I don't see any traps along the path here. It looks pretty clear to the statue. Or to the tomb or whatever.
Give me a perception check.
Okay.
You don't see any traps or anything of that nature, but as the party entirely enters this room, Alien, go ahead and move all the way in, please. You're able to hear and turn at the last second to see that door slowly shut behind you. And then in front of you, around this deceased dwarf, you see some of the skeletons begin to shamble together, as well as the orc-studded leather begin to stand up and look towards you all.
Guess what time it is?
Roll for initiative.
Roll for initiative, please. Wait, not yet.
Too late.
Now do it. Sorry.
Oh.
Great tonight.
Yeah.
So some of the bones at the foot of the altar stir and form into a pair of towering skeletons clutching great clubs. The dead orc warrior looks up at you and grins evilly, green fire burning in its hate-filled eyes as it stands and begins to walk towards you.
Bring it.
Oh, they're gonna bring it. Oh, he's not though. Alrighty, so seeing this and your one exit that you know of shutting behind you, Berwin, you were the first to react.
Okay. I'd like to duck back here and cast Moonbeam,
Okay.
which is a 5-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder, range 120 feet. So I'd like to. So 5-foot radius would mean if it starts here, it reaches
Yep.
those.
Oh, or is it
Right.
just a square?
Or is it just a square?
If
A
it's a
square would be
5 foot,
diameter, 5-foot diameter, but it says 5-foot radius.
Yeah, it goes out 5 feet from your center point.
Yeah.
yeah, it'll go out and touch all the squares outside of it.
Okay. So I'd like to place it right here,
Okay.
so it hits that guy, and it basically blocks off that path. And now,
Okay.
so since it's going to be touching him, the DC 15 con save for half damage, and it's 13 radiant.
Well, it just nat 20'd, so
So it takes
it takes half.
6
would be
radiant
6.
damage.
All right, so this is a. What does the spell look like?
It's a
All right.
40
Time to cast
foot high
Bless.
pillar of moonlight.
Okay. So as you cast this spell, this pillar of moonlight stretches from the floor all the way up to this high ceiling, radiating this moonlight out around it. And this first one up to the north, giant skeleton braces
I know
itself,
what I'm
raising an
doing.
arm up towards it, and is able to block some of the damage coming down, but it did still take a chunk of it. Anything else?
Nope. It's gonna take more damage next when it starts its turn too. Wait, hold on. When a creature enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn, or starts its turn there, so it doesn't take damage yet. That's my bad. It will take damage on its turn because it's starting, and then if anything enters, it takes damage.
Okay, so it has to go into it to take damage.
Yes.
There's a spell text in chat.
Okay, yeah, I just finally pulled it up because D&D Beyond was not agreeing with me.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so it hasn't taken damage yet. It will because it's going to be moving. So.
Yeah.
All right, Berwin or Aelion, sorry.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to Hunter's Mark the dude in the middle. And I'm gonna pull out my bow and shoot it a couple times.
Both hit.
A couple of 20s.
You said the one in the middle, right?
Yeah. So there's 2 damages and a D8.
What's the
Damn.
total there?
6, 10, 21, 26, 28. Plus I'm assuming it's undead, so no favorite enemy.
Yeah, not your favorite enemy.
Yeah, figured.
Anything else?
Can I'm assuming these are like pews, right?
Yeah, kind of small
Just-
ones, dwarf-sized pews.
Yeah, I just kind of want to curl up next to it for some cover. And that's it.
Okay. All right. So as you bring your longbow up, Legolas style, firing off 2 quick successive arrows, both of them hit home. But you notice in this, studded leather covered figure, both the arrows penetrate, but not as far as you thought they would with those hard pullbacks you had on them. But it did take some damage from it. That being said, this one is going to take a few steps forward and is going to raise a javelin from its back and launch it at you, Markinor.
Okay.
And he crit failed.
Yay.
First time tonight.
No, I crit failed when I tried to hit the ghost
Oh,
earlier. Or the succubus. Mm. Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
So this guy takes a kind of launching step as he throws this javelin towards you. Unfortunately, some of its bones aren't quite together yet, and it trips over itself and falls heavily to the ground. It is now prone.
Cool.
Neat.
Advantage on attacks, you say? I'll
Melee,
take
yeah. Okay, so this guy, what is this music?
Most calming battle music ever.
This guy is going to attempt to step away from this moonbeam, so he's going to step through it. It's a con saving throw, right?
Yes.
He hit a 20, so roll the damage for me.
5.
5
Radiant.
damage, all right. So he is going to move completely through it over here and also bring up a javelin to throw at Kaylin.
Sorry,
So 23
dude.
hit.
Yep.
So as he brings up this very large javelin and hurls it at you, Kaylin, it hits home right on your shoulder for 14 piercing damage. And with that, Markador.
Okay, I'm going to form the, let's see, myself, Kaylin, and Berwin for this round. We'll have Bless through pretty much the entire fight. And I'm also casting Spiritual Weapon back here at the one in the middle. Does 17 hit?
17 does.
Okay. One sec.
All right, you have control of it now.
Okay. Eight force damage.
Alrighty. Anything else?
And then I'm going to move up here. And that'll be my turn.
All right, so you hit that guy in the back.
Sorry.
Thought it was the ogre. Okay. Alrighty.
Sorry, I
so
was
as
blocking
you
the thing there.
shout out some words of encouragement to your group, giving them a little bit of extra oomph for a minute or so. You cast this very large longsword next to this undead orc in the back, and it hits solidly for a good amount of damage. Starting to look a little bit fatigued. Kaylin.
Alright, I'm gonna just move more towards the center. I'm gonna cast Shatter centered, I think, right around this point.
And don't
So
forget
it's all
Bless.
three.
20, right?
Alright. So, con save against a DC 4.
20 foot. You're casting here.
It's 15, or it's 10 feet out from there.
Oh, 10 feet
So
out.
it hits all three, but it doesn't get to Markanor.
All right.
Nice.
Good, good. I like it.
All right. The bottom ogre skeleton is going to save, but the other two are going to fail.
Okay, so 14 for the other two and 7. Bottom one.
Kill it dead.
All right. Anything else?
That's my turn.
All right. So once again, you hear this loud, ear-shattering boom emanating from the center of the room. The bottom ogre seems to not be really affected by it, but the other two visibly recoil. They don't really reach up to their ears or anything, but they recoil back from this damage, taking a heavy hit from it. That being said, this guy's going to need to go find me. He is going to bring out a longbow and take 2 shots at Markanor.
Okay.
And he is only going to hit with one of them. For 20 is your AC, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, he matches it. So he takes 2 shots at you. You're able to bring your shield up to block one, but the other one slips by for 5 piercing damage.
Okay.
Berwin.
Okay. For this action, I'm going to move my moonbeam over here. So that would hit both of them, technically?
Technically, yeah, they'd be in the same spot.
Okay. And then that's my action, and then I'm gonna run over this corner because that giant thing up there is coming this way.
Alrighty. So this. Anything else, right?
No, that's it.
So this like shaft of light just drifts lazily over from the north side of the room to the south, briefly casting over this object in the center, but then moving aside it. That is now shining down towards both of them. Aelion.
I'm gonna stay where I'm at and shoot that dude in the middle again. Out of 15.
Add a D4. You have bless. Every attack gets blessed now. Yep. Every attack and every ability check.
Markinor, give me a con saving throw,
Oh,
please.
right.
That's going to hit. Oh, yeah. You still maintain it. Big time.
Okay, so then longbow
Coming in clutch.
for another 12 damage.
And you are going to kill this thing.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh damn.
Some serious damage numbers.
Yeah, we're hitting it pretty hard.
Yeah. I will move the Hunter's Mark to the guy on the bottom then. And let's see here. I'll just kind of move up here and pull my swords out. That's it.
All right. So as you let another arrow fly, putting some extra oomph into it with the kind of blessing that Markinor has given you, you're able to hit this thing right in the dome, and it's the back of its skull kind of explodes outward from the force of this impact, and it falls over unmoving. So this dude's gonna stand up. Around. He's going to lumber back to his feet, towering over Markinor, and he's going to bring this great club around down on you.
First, I want a con save. Because he starts his turn in it.
And he fails it, so he's going to take the full 9. Doesn't seem to even really graze him, honestly. And he brings this great club around for 25.
To hit? Yeah, I think that hits.
Okay, so he's going to bring it down, and you feel this crushing strength come down for 13 bludgeoning damage.
Holy shit. Alright.
This guy is going to take a few steps just walking over the pews here. They're too small for him to even worry about, and he's going to bring his great club down at Aelion.
Oh, what's up, dude?
Does a 6 hit.
No.
So this guy's lumbering over these pews, stamping over them. You have an hour for him to finally reach up to you. You're fully prepared, and you just kind of step outside of the way, grinning up at him as he misses. Markinor.
Alright. With that, the sword for the bonus is moving over here and is going to attack. $17 to hit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I
For
need another
10
con saving
damage.
throw. Nailed it.
Nice. And I'm also going to cast for my primary Cure Wounds on myself for 5.
Good idea.
Ouch.
All right, so as you command this spectral longsword to come around, it hovers in the air and then swings violently towards the back of this creature, hitting it for 10. And you're able to patch up a little bit of the damage you took last turn.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing else, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
All right, Caleb.
All right, I'm just gonna move down over here. And I'm gonna throw an Eldritch Blast by Markinor.
Do it.
Okay, that hits. I don't need to
Oh,
roll.
yeah.
14 force damage.
Oof, beefy.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta love those max damage rolls.
Mhm.
Cantrip.
Most powerful cantrip in the game. Doing anything else?
That would be it.
All right, so as you conjure up this ball of force energy and launch it at it, you catch this thing in the side, and some of the bits of bone breaks off of it and falls to the ground. It's looking pretty damaged. Berwin.
Okay. I'm gonna move up here. Cast Cure Wounds on Markinor.
Hey. Look at that.
Well,
Hey.
Yeah, nice.
and then run back another 15 feet to right here, and that's my turn.
So Berwin comes sprinting up, seeing you take that great club to the head, sprints up behind you and lays his hands on you briefly. For only a half a second, you feel your vitality coming back to you. You feel a little bit stronger than you did before, and he carefully runs away again afterwards. Aelion.
Oh, well, there's a big ugly in front of me I need to kill, so... about a 15?
That'll hit.
Nice.
Thanks, Bless.
Without that extra one. And then with the rapier, we got a
Also
14.
hits. Another hit.
Yep.
For another 6.
Solid 12 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Very solid.
Very solid.
Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
All right, as you bring Shatter Spike and the rapier around, you're able to, you're able to bring around and make solid contact, and bits of bone and some of this chinked up armor it's wearing fly off of it, but it is still standing. So this one on the bottom is going to do another. How long does that spell last, bro?
1 minute.
Oh yeah, so con saving throw. He's going to fail. Roll me that damage.
16.
Ooh, nice.
That's not even max damage. Oh,
Very nice. All right.
that's 2d10.
So this thing takes a good amount of damage from that. He's going to step around Markinor to his backside to get away from that, and is going to bring the Great Club around on you again.
Okay.
So 21 hits.
Yes.
So he brings it down once again. You try to bring your shield up, but you're just crushed under this immense power that this thing is wielding for 15 bludgeoning. Ain't going down without a fight.
Okay.
And this other one is going to attack you again, Aelion. See if it can find purchase this time. It does not. So he brings it down once again. Yeah, you're 16. Brings the Great Club around, and you're able to kind of sidestep behind it up onto one of the pews as it hits the ground, and then you jump back down ready to attack it again. That being said, Markinor.
Okay.
To the wall.
This sword's coming in and will attack the same one that it's been attacking.
This thing is barely held together. That's going to hit.
20. For 6 damage.
How did your sword just take this thing down?
Alright, so it kind of disappears, phases out, and then phases in behind it. And as this thing is bringing its club down and hitting me, it stabs straight through the spine from the backside and just watches as it falls. And I don't know what I'm gonna do. Well, I'll just hit the other one with the Warhammer then, and it'll laugh at me.
That hits.
Ooh. For 7 damage.
So you remember earlier when you were fighting skeletons and I said I was going to tell you something funny?
Uh-huh.
Bludgeoning hurts these things a lot. So you bring your Warhammer around, and this flat, blunt side of it careens into the side of this thing, and you feel everything breaking underneath you. You take out half of its rib cage. It is barely standing.
Ooh. Fancy. And that'll be my turn.
Alrighty, Kaylin.
All right. Gonna hit that one with Eldritch Blast.
Do it.
Yeah.
12 hits.
Yeah, well, never mind. 5 damage.
Anything else?
Think that's all I can do.
Alrighty. So once again, you send this ball of force damage out there, and it hits solidly. You realize that this armor is doing nothing for this thing. If anything, it's trying to hold it together, but it's providing no protection, really. And you careen into it 5 damage. It's looking very, very weak. Berwin.
Kill it dead. You're muted, Berwin.
I know. I'm just moving my moonbeam and staying where I am.
Anything else?
I heard it needs exposure to the moon.
Needs to get that moonlight.
That's it.
Oops, I was about to hit the right button. Once again, the shaft of moonlight goes down towards this other one. Hasn't quite made contact yet. Aelion.
I'm gonna move the hunter's mark to this guy, and then like swing the flat of shatter spike around
Oh yeah.
That's going to hit.
to make it bludgeoning. So
All right. Give me some spicy narration on how you just took this thing
Yeah.
out.
So, noticing its armor's like really weak, I just kind of smack the blade so hard into the chest plate that it just bends inward and just kind of stops being able to move anymore. It's just so constricting and disfigured.
Nice. So as you bend the remnants of some metal and hide armor, it crushes inwards and actually shatters most of the bones within inside this thing's chest, and it just slowly falls down in a heap, scattering bones everywhere.
Yeah.
Death to the dead.
You have
They
survived.
died.
Making it look easy, except for marking for you.
Oh, I was doing my job.
You were
Just-
doing your
Just
job.
doing my job.
As he kind of leans over on his work. Just doing my job. It's okay.
Fine.
Give me a minute.
It's fine.
It's like, yeah, better than me trying to do your job.
Okay.
I've tried to do it before. It doesn't work very well.
There's another 12 HP. Oh my gosh, that's ridiculous.
Nice rolls.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to investigate this zombie orc.
Give me a nature check.
I would like to investigate this tomb for trap.
Can Aelion help me?
Yeah, I'll kind of check out the dwarf with him, or the remnants
Oh,
of
look
this
at
orc
that.
Need it.
thing.
Yay.
So you're, Berwin, as you begin to investigate this body, clearly looks like it was an orc at one time, but this body has been molded and changed in such a way that it now looks like this. And you know this creature to be a white. Basically, it is an evil undead creature that's been changed via dark magic, typically used to guard things or protect other things as well. Typically located in places they can't leave. Their magic is centered on a location like a room such as this one. Yeah, that's about all you know about whites. On his person, you find a longsword as well as a longbow, but you do not see any other possessions of note.
The armor's terrible.
Yeah, it's like old, rotted, studded leather armor.
Can I check out the weapons?
Yeah, they look like kind of orcish make, so kind of crappy quality, but they are normal old longswords and longbow. Nothing magical about it.
Do we see anything of interest or any like traps on this shrine here in the middle?
You see what looks like this altar that's up here now with this
Altar.
dwarf laying on it. It looks like it's just a solid slab of stone. There's nothing actually inside of it because it's all solid.
Okay.
You see this dwarf, ancient looking, wearing some somewhat tarnished now plate armor. I think you could be led to believe that this is Durgadin in his final resting place.
Okay.
Give me a perception check, Markinor.
Okay. Should. Oh no. No, Bless would go with that. So yeah, just 14.
At your feet, as you begin to look around at these bones where these two large ogre skeletons had arisen, you see the bodies of a couple of more orcs, but they seem to have some valuables on them. You find a small pouch that has 280 gold pieces on it, and you find a couple of spell scrolls.
Ooh.
And that is what they contain.
Okay. And I share with the party my findings of the 2 spell scrolls and the gold pouch. The 2 scrolls that I found, guys, one is a spell scroll of web, and one is a spell scroll of spider climb.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Work on the ceiling.
Crawl around with a giant note.
Yeah, you can go crawl with me.
All right. So you don't find anything else of note. This seems to be a place that the orc shamans probably set up to be defended by their manifestations of themselves to make sure that either Durgadin or any other dwarves would never enter or leave this place. But you don't find anything else there. And I know it's late, but we're going to take a quick 5-minute break so I can throw laundry in, and we will resume after that.
Alrighty.
Roger that.
Well, you heard
Sounds
him,
good.
guys. We're going to take us a quick break, and when we return, we'll spend our last hour figuring out what we're doing. So, be back here in like 5 minutes. So. Alright, I think we are all back and about ready to go here. So, switch back and hopefully get right back to it. Yeah, I'm ready whenever you guys are.
I am ready as well.
Fine.
Alrighty, looks like we're all back. So, you have taken out the contingent of undead here. What would you like to do now?
So this door closed. Did the outer door close as well?
It's hard for you to tell, saying the door's closed and you can't see it now, but you would assume so.
With that, can we long rest here? Maybe barricade this door at the south, since this will be sealed up on the other side.
You can most certainly try.
Would you guys like to do that?
Sure.
Do long rest, do short rest.
Let's yeah, we'll try for a long rest here.
Alright, Marketor, give me a d20.
Ugh. Something happens.
Give me a perception check.
Oh, I don't want to be standing by this door for a long rest, too, by the way.
So as you batter down, you don't see or hear anything. The 8 hours pass with nothing interrupting it, but you are in essentially a burial chamber, and it kind of creeps you out. Your sleep was a little bit unrestful, kind of tossing and turning in the time that you actually spent sleeping, if you did, since elves. But otherwise, it goes through without a hitch, so you can get all of your stuff back for a long rest.
All right, Berwin, onward to your dragon.
What?
Don't we still have those stairs to check? Down to the south.
Hmm?
In that first room. The big
Yeah.
room.
There's still one place we haven't checked out yet.
All right.
There is? Where?
Yep.
Oh,
Like to our
yeah.
south, yeah.
I'd like to
Okay.
open this door and get surprised by another huge rug.
As you open this door, nothing happens. You are now back in the very large chamber that you entered into.
Okay. You said this door?
Yeah. I don't think we ever checked that one out.
Stairs don't look trapped or anything, I'm
No,
assuming.
Just some stairs going down.
Okay. Let's check
Don't
the
you
door.
have a 10-foot pole?
I do. I could just walk around with it and start tapping it on everything if you want.
Not always a bad idea, but hey, you never know.
Yeah, I'm
Checking
gonna
the door?
check it. Yep.
Alright, investigation check, please.
I will help.
With advantage.
Oh, look at
Oh,
that.
yeah. So you get real up in this door. You're able to determine that it is an unlocked door made of wood. No traps.
Okay, let's. Oh, do we hear anything on the other side, or is it quiet?
Give me a perception check.
Making me do things.
Mm-hmm. It is very quiet on the other side. You don't hear anything. You just hear from somewhere off to your east, you hear the running of water, presumably from the forge area on the other side of this wall.
Mm-hmm. All right, open the door.
Doors opened. So the stairs leading south from the pillared hall end at a wooden door. Beyond is a corridor that opens up to a large room lined with hearths. This room must once have served as the kitchen. Pots, pans, cauldrons, and kettles lie scattered on the floor and strewn across several tables. An archway to the west leads into a pantry filled with rotted foodstuffs. Suddenly, as you enter the room, you hear a scraping sound, and a big wooden table shudders and begins to move, heading right for you.
The fucking tables.
This is
Tables
your
alive,
doing,
too.
Berwin.
So, what other?
You had to
furniture
touch
were
the
we
table.
I didn't touch it.
Roll for initiative, please.
I didn't actually do it this time.
Not this time.
Meh.
We fought a rug, and now it's a table. Awesome.
No, you fought a rug. The rest of the party didn't do so much.
I mean,
I fought
Aelion hacked the
Berwin.
rug and me.
Helion fought Berwin. Kalen was kind of tired of this shit, dispelled the rug. Berwin got his ass kicked.
Ouch. That hurts.
I'm just
I
saying, Helion
didn't
hit you
even
twice. Alrighty, so this table has come to life and begins running on all four of its wooden legs towards y'all. Kalen, you're the first to react this time.
Sorry,
It
guys.
wasn't Helion.
So nobody touched it, right?
No.
I'm gonna move over on the other side. A little away from this table because I'm
Very terrified of tables.
Dispel magic.
one. Yeah, I could do that, but that's no fun.
Let's hide it.
Screw it. Dispel magic.
So, much like the other animated object, this one begins lurching forward and you cast Dispel Magic on it, and it lurches and then freezes in place. Its legs that were seemingly malleable as it was running become rigid, and it stands there once again, a normal table.
Okay. We can investigate the rest of the room just to see if there's anything else that's gonna come alive. Or can I cast Detect Magic to see if anything else is gonna come alive as I investigate the room?
You can. As you look around the room after casting Detect Magic to try to sense and see any kind of magical objects, you see that table is still permeated with magic of some sort. You're unable to really discern what it is, but there is still magic flowing through it, though it does seem inert for the time being. Otherwise, in the room, you see lots of old rusty iron pots and pans and cutlery, some rotted foodstuffs, a few cooking utensils, but nothing of real worth.
We're in a Disney movie.
Is the
Just bring
candlestick
food
gonna
over,
attack
tried it.
us now?
I'm guessing it's just supplies and stuff in the back here.
Yeah, lots of boxes full of, like I said, rotted foodstuff, some other cooking materials, things of that nature, but nothing of worth that you can see.
Okay.
Old kitchen with a spoopy chair or spoopy table.
Mm-hmm.
Alien, what's your AC?
16.
Before you moved, the table comes back to life. seems like it was only out for a little bit of time, and it attacks you, ramming its edge up against you for 10 bludgeoning damage.
Damn it.
And we're back into a fight. So, Kaylin.
Fuck it. Screw it. I'm gonna hit it with Scorching Ray. Fire's great. Or no, I'm gonna screw it. Use Burning Hands on it. So, DC 14 deck save.
It's not very dexterous. It fails.
15 fire damage.
Anything else?
That's it.
Okay, so as you bring your hands together, this torrent of fire erupts out of it, streaming actually towards Aelion, but stops short enough to engulf the side of this table. You see bits of it are now charred and some still a little bit of light, but it is still standing. Aelion.
I just want to hack at this thing.
Do it.
Do I get the second? I guess this is still this first turn.
It's first turn technically, but it got a surprise round on you.
Right. How about the 15?
Second one will hit.
Okay. That plus the D8. Nine damage.
All right. Anything else?
No, bonus action for the rapier
Hits.
for another 4. And that's it.
All right, so Aelion getting rammed by this frickin' table, turns around immediately and swings Shatterspike around like a frickin' lumberjack, able to connect once with it and hits it across a splinter of wood and such, just flies across the room. The rapier makes contact and punches a hole in it, but it is still standing. Berwin.
Oh boy! Table's back alive. 5, 10. I come up next to Aelion and throw some fire at it. 17.
17 hits.
4.
Anything else?
Nope.
All right, so as you walk up next to this thing, excuse me, Aelion's just going to town with his swords down on it, so you just shoot out a ball of fire next to it and char the other side of it, opposite of where Kaylin was. But it is still standing. Markinor.
Okay. I'm gonna swing the Warhammer at it.
Do it.
It wouldn't have bless.
24
take
hits
that
either
off.
way.
For 6 damage.
Anything else?
And using War Priest to do it again.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh dear. It's time once again for our favorite roll of the night, the D100. For a 15. You get the one that Wolf got. Okay, so as you connect home, you actually shatter one of this table's legs. It's still able to stay upright, but unfortunately, with your second shot, the weight of the Warhammer actually catches you off guard, and you go flying over the table, across it, Dukes of Hazzard style, and you end up on the other side, prone. Yep. All right. Well, the table's going to go now. Well, this table, after having Markinor sliding across him, is going to attack you on the ground with advantage. And is not going to hit, so as this table lumbers over on top of you, you're able to roll around in such a way that you dodge around this attack. Kaylin!
Alright. Gonna try and hit it with Eldritch Blast.
Alrighty.
12.
Unfortunately, 12 does not hit.
That's it for me.
Alright, so with this table struggling on top of Markinor here, you fire off a shot, but it's able to inadvertently dodge around it. Aelion.
I'm still just hacking away at this thing.
That hits.
For 10.
And as you bring it over, you bring Shatter Spike directly around, overhanded, and hit it right in the middle, and you actually split this table in half. And it falls to pieces, and much like when Dispel Magic was used on it, the malleable quality of it goes away, and it straightens out into a normal table once again, albeit in pieces now, but it is no longer moving.
Fucking table. Never using a table again.
So that's 1,000
Can we-
XP.
Can we
So
stop
the, boss-
attacking furniture, please?
Hey man, it hit me first.
At least he didn't try to put it in his bag this time. That was the best encounter all night. We go past this freaking gigantic rug, and I'm gonna be sad about it because I was super excited for it. And here comes Berwin, saving my hopes and dreams.
You're welcome. I wanted to make it interesting.
You did.
I even knew it was a trap.
At every we're
Berwin
not supposed to be
didn't
able to sense this
necessarily.
thing, and it just it's so good.
Okay, so I'm not prone.
Still prone.
Nope, I'm not prone. There we go. Hey. All
All
right.
falling down.
So as we're every couple of steps I fall down.
It's greasy floors. It's a kitchen. What do you want?
So as we're walking, because that was a fantastic
So-
idea, I'm going to pull out the 10-foot pole and just walk around with it. And just be as obnoxious with it as possible. Bang it against everything to annoy the rest of the party.
So the only thing left are the 2 doors by the dwarf statues.
Yeah.
Or statues.
You want to try and open those doors? Go ahead. I ain't getting chopped in half.
I mean, as long as the traps aren't reset, we're good.
We only set off one of them.
Yeah.
Still not sure what that middle one does with the double friggin' axes.
Dwarf statues.
Back in the entrance area to the west.
Oh, right. Do we want to go there?
Yeah, that's the last thing here before we
Or
go
your
face an
ancient black dragon.
dragon.
In air quotes.
What's an air quote? What are these things you speak of?
Ancient black dragon, guys.
It's probably dead.
There's probably treasure.
Probably like
All
that
right.
first area in Dark Souls 3.
Okay. So I'm going to go back into this room then.
Okay.
And what did we know about the traps here?
Uh,
Anything?
Kaylin activated this one,
Mm-hmm.
and axe came down
Mm-hmm.
and stayed down. Like it
Alright.
had to be reset. Speaking
Okay.
of which, is it reset?
It is not.
Okay. But that one was the one that unlocked the doorway here, the hidden passageway,
Oh,
correct?
we found that door behind it.
Oh, no, right. We did search that. So with that one's the one that swung at us. So
Are there more scuff marks on the floor besides the ones under the axe that came down?
There are scuff marks between these two, and also on the right side where you clearly saw the axe fall when Kaylin inadvertently triggered the trap when trying to disarm it.
Right, but are there more scuff marks possibly from a second axe?
does it look like it's from different angles? I think is what he's trying to ask.
Yes.
Give me an investigation check. There could have been like 12 axes that dropped down from somewhere you can't see.
And you would have thought it's just one.
Yeah, you have no idea.
Okay.
I think this door's clear.
Or it's extremely, extremely unclear.
Or there's
So-
a black dragon behind it.
Can I tell? Did both of these look like they moved?
Yes.
They did. Okay. And there are marks on the ground here, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Can I? Maybe. Hold on. Let me do something.
Alright, screw it.
Yep. Can I poke at the door? Like over at the knob with the pole to try to get the axes to activate?
So you're just using the 10-foot pole to poke at the door?
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if I'm poking around the door or around the floor in that area to see if I can get the traps to activate.
You poke into the door, making a somewhat solid sounding thudding noise against the door, but nothing else happens.
Nothing. Okay. I'm going to cast Guidance on Kaylin.
Okay.
Kaylin, you think you can disable the traps on these?
I can try.
Give me a thieves full check.
Okay. So for the one on the left. 18.
So yeah, as you begin examining, you're able to find once again the joint on the dwarf to the left. It's the left arm that's holding the axe. And you're able to use your thieves tool as well, some pieces of metal to kind of jam it in there, and you actually can feel it where it's unable to swing any longer. You're pretty sure that this thing isn't going to activate now.
Alright, then can I move to the one in the middle and do the same? That's where I clicked that, so.
Much the same. You jam it in there after having a little bit of practice with the first one, and also the failure from a couple sessions ago or last session. You're able to jam some metal in there on both sides of it. You do notice that both arms of this one that are holding axes do have a clear point where it looks like they would be able to swing the axes down towards those doorways. And you're sufficiently sure that they're both jammed now.
Okay. Well,
Alright.
they should be good to go, guys.
We don't see any traps on the door itself. Like,
Give me an investigation check.
okay.
I'll help.
No help. I'm guessing Kaylin.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yo, Markinor, our door's clear.
Everything's
So as-
fine.
As you both, just doing it for flavor at this point, if you crit fail or something, you both examine the doors. You're able to discern a small tripwire attached to the doors that seems to lead back to the statues somehow through the walls or such. So it seems like if you had opened the door without disarming the arms with the axes on them, they would swing down towards the doors, catching anyone who was opening the door. And actually, upon further investigation, as you look inside the door, you see nothing but a stone wall on the other side. Seems like these are false doors.
Yay!
Nice.
Nice.
Got us.
So, ancient black dragon, I guess. I mean, I've only heard of these mythical beings.
Well, what do y'all want to do?
We're gonna go find us a dragon.
Oh, okay.
Y'all have thoroughly cleared this floor, so there is literally nothing left. Good job, dungeon crawlers.
Hey.
If you, what are the plans here? You gonna jump in the hole? You gonna take the chain ladder down? You gonna throw some rope
Chain
down?
ladder.
What are you gonna do?
Chain ladders.
I'm gonna
Oh,
inspect the
check
chain ladder.
The chain ladder?
You most certainly can. Give me perception checks.
I want to make sure it's gonna be safe. Actually, Berwin, can you climb down the ladder for me? I think it's fine, but I just need you to check.
What do I tell before he tells me that? Because apparently I'm getting played.
You look at this ladder. It's got two iron spikes driven into the ground here, fairly deeply, a good 6-7 inches into the ground or into the stonework here. And this chain looks very thick and very sturdy. You're fairly confident that this ladder is going to be able to handle not only you but everyone else in the party at once climbing down it.
It's a good ladder. Why do you want me going first?
Well, your
Probably in case it's alive.
dragon is down there.
Which is exactly why I don't want to go down here. I mean,
Okay.
if we're going down here, I'm going last, only because I don't want to stay here and twiddle my thumbs by myself, but I'm definitely not going first.
Can I try to intimidate him?
You most certainly can.
Nice.
Give me an insight check, Berwin. Berwin, you believe that Markinor is threatening you with real harm. It's either you climb down this ladder right now or he's shoving you in the hole.
Why you gotta do me like this? I really don't want to, but if you're gonna be like that, then I guess I'll go. And I very reluctantly and very almost terrified start climbing down the ladder.
As he gets 4 or 5 rungs down, I'm gonna take the warhammer and smack the chain once.
Give me another intimidation.
Can I see the bottom of this hole, or more than 120 deep?
You can faintly, very faintly see a pool of water down below you, as well as it looks like another stone floor.
God.
Berwin, give me a Dex saving throw.
Okay. I'm actually gonna wild shape into a giant nope as that happens and get off the ladder.
Now you're all making him waste wild shapes. Come on.
And now I'm gonna get on the chain and just go, or the chain ladder and go down.
Before you wild shape, he racks this chain and it kind of rattles under you, and you almost feel like you're losing your grip, but it's a very solid chain. And you go back down, but he's still looming over you. Very intimidating right now. So it's about 120 feet down to the next level, which is why Kaylin can barely see anything below her.
Ladder.
Yeah, let's flavor this out. Fuck that. I was just gonna jump off. It's gonna be hilarious.
Just levitate on down.
Yep.
All right, so as you all come down, a thundering spray of water fills this chamber, pooling and flowing out to join a larger river to the north. The air is damp and the roar of the waterfall is deafening. A broad ledge heads north towards the river and then turns out of sight to the east. The muddy bank of the pool looks disturbed by tracks of some kind.
Can I investigate? Can I do a survival check to see what tracks they are?
Sure.
Or nature.
I'll help.
That'll be
Look
survival.
at these
Would it?
tracks
Okay.
as well.
It's a good thing it's survival, because that's a fun.
Mhm.
I like
So,
survival a lot more.
As you begin to examine these tracks, you're able to look and see them based on other creatures that you've seen. Whatever left these tracks is a very large reptilian creature with 4 feet and a very long tail.
Guys, I found the ancient black dragon tracks.
In which
tracks-
direction are they going?
The tracks lead away from the hard stone of the ledge to the north, and into the water where they disappear.
Possibly going this
That's
way?
kind of odd for a dragon.
Going off to the east is what you can kind of surmise.
Okay.
Dragons would not typically swim. And from what I know,
I don't
I don't
typically
think
black
do
dragon wouldn't fit in this creek.
I mean, it's a pretty large, 10, 15 foot river that you got in front of you right now.
But an ancient black dragon would be 20, 25 feet.
Around
So
there,
I
yeah.
have heard of these things.
You know they're very large.
I know they huge. They monsters. I'm inside of Markinor.
Awkward. So as you move into this next area, a fast-moving underground river roars from east to west under a stone bridge. You know that chain ladder is near the south bank of the river. The bridge is going off to the east. After a short distance, the ledge leading east bends to the south, and a second bridge surmounts the river.
I don't see any more tracks, right?
You do not.
Okay.
Markinor, give me a perception check. As you move on to the second bridge, you notice that some of the stone blocks, unlike the first bridge, which seemed fairly solid, but on the second one, some of the stone blocks are leaning precariously. It looks like the stone also has a curiously pitted appearance throughout it, like something has weakened this. I need a dex saving throw, please.
I'm not really on the bridge yet, but okay.
You're on it all my eyes.
Can I attempt to grab him and pull him back as I see
As
this
you
happening?
place your first foot onto this bridge, the rock below you, the stone below you, actually falls down into the river, making a loud splash. But since you aren't fully onto the bridge, you're able to easily step back away from it. But you know that this will be something you need to be very careful crossing.
I'm gonna use the pole and start tapping at the bricks before I step on them
Nice.
Okay.
to try to make it across.
As you're tapping it, it seems like everything directly in front of you on the, to your perspective, the right side of the bridge, if you're looking down towards the south, seems pretty solid. Nothing seems to be moving underneath your feet or the stick.
Okay.
Pole,
So,
rather. Not a stick.
Yeah, and I let everybody know to stay over to the right side here. Make our way across.
When you said it was pitted, like acid pitting or
Give me another nature check. It looks like some kind of corrosive liquid caused this.
I stay to the right of the bridge, following the marking orders, and head there.
How deep is the water here?
You can't see the bottom.
Okay.
Shove the pole in it.
Yeah, if I stick the 10-foot pole into the river, would it go all the way through?
It goes down to where you're going to have to start putting your hand in the water.
Okay. Alright, so with that, we'll move forward this way. Think we can keep going if we use these rocks up ahead. Take our time, go slowly.
So the dilapidated bridge leads to another ledge that winds to the southeast alongside a very large lake. Apparently, this is the source of the underground river. The cavern is quite large. The lake's
it
far
is.
shore is lost in
Huge.
shadow, and the echoes of the water seem to indicate a very sizable cave around you.
Okay. Do these 3 rock steps here look stable?
They do. The water is passing around them. It
Okay.
just looks like you're going to kind of have to hop along it.
Alright. We'll do that then. Make our way across, I guess.
Markinor, as you reach the second step, you're just happen to be looking towards this lake, and you see something dark moving just under the edge of the water. And as you turn to face it, a very large dragon's head protrudes from the water, looking at you and opening its mouth to attack.
I told you.
And that's where we're going to end tonight, guys. That is what you see.
Black dragon.
Awesome.
Can I do a survival or nature check to see how old it is?
Yeah.
It's old.
It's definitely, you can tell it's probably not ancient, much to your, not to your dismay, I guess. But it's
Much to my
definitely,
relief.
yeah, much to your relief. But it is not young either, or it is not a wormling or anything.
Cool.
Fucking hell.
So yeah, that is what you all get to come back to in a couple weeks.
Yup.
Okay. Time to go look at creatures to wild shape into. You gotta have some water combat.
Something you haven't run into before. I'm interested to see how how y'all react to having water as your kind of play field.
Oh, I think I'll like it.
Mm. All right. All right. Well, with that, we're ending tonight's stream. Next
And
week,
I will say,
actually, I'm
99%
gonna
sure
mute
next
this.
session you will be completing the Forge of Fury.
Nice.
Are we going back for the roper?
Yeah, if you want to.
Well, we have to kill a dragon first.
Fuck that.
Or die to a dragon.
I'm going invisible. I'm out of this shit.
Caitlin's like, I know better than that. Bye.
But giant octopus.
All
Have
right.
you even tried
So,
anything with swim speed yet?
Yup, I can't do fly yet. That's
okay.
2 more levels.
so 1 second here, guys. Sorry. So yeah,
Alright, so
next week
let's,
on D&D
here
Sunday,
to
we will be doing a one-shot.
figure out the
I will be
bubble,
running
but it's on
as DM.
We need like a hour.
And hopefully you guys will
Oh,
tune in
you
for it.
probably
It should be pretty fun. It's going to be a completely custom game, so
We also do
tune in
this-
for it,
oh, wait,
7:30
this
next
one.
week.
Never mind.
We also have new games coming soon, so
Seems
be
like
sure to check
they're
the
important.
website at forgebreaker.net,
A swarm of
or
clippers, which
our
are-
Twitter
on it.
page will also have most recent updates. And you can always check here too. But yeah, thanks for
I mean, a
watching
lot
tonight,
more than 1,000.
and hopefully you enjoyed, and hope we
It's what, almost
see you again
1,800?
soon.
It's like
So
missed
have a good night.
XP last week.
Um,
Or what, 4780?